What's going on, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 579. Episode number 579 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire, baby. All right? Let everybody know across the internets and across the world that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's Texas time, boy. And you can get us live right here on our independent website, baby. I love being independent. You can type in your browser and add to your bookmarks and your favorites, ghost.report, baby, all right? Ghost.report. All right, it's as simple as that. Just type that in your browser, and that's the official link to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And if you have not done so, I would advise everybody to please get themselves a Gab account. It's the last bastion of freedom of speech on social media today, and you can get there by typing in your browser gab.ai. That's gab.ai, and you can find me, yours truly, on that social media. It's my only social media representation on the internet. You can find me on there under the name Politics Ghost, okay? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And I want to say what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, man. What's going on? I'm telling you, man, me and the True Capitalist Radio chat room, we've been pulling off all kinds of internet tomfoolery. And if you want to be a part of it, you want to come kick back with us whenever we're chilling, all you have to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, and hit the subscribe button for premium content, baby. It's as simple as that. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, all you've got to do is give me a private message on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, baby. You understand? What's going on, baby? Now that we've gotten that all out of the way, I've got some things to kind of throw off my chest here. I got production notes. I got all kinds of things to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about is this, okay? Now, I know for a long time in the history of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, we have had internet shenanigans and call-in shenanigans such as Twitter shout-outs, Gab shout-outs, chat room shout-outs, and, of course, the all-infamous autistic tard radio graffiti. And listen, I don't want to make this an autistic rant. I don't want to make this about any of that crap, okay? What I do want to say is the show at this point, at least the direction that I want to take it, I want to take it in a more serious political direction. I mean, America is the last country where the government is still ran by the people. And I'm trying to not just amplify that connotation on a political front, I'm also trying to give knowledge about capitalism so those can kind of take whatever I'm giving out for free. Because let me tell you something. During the financial hours, I'm giving out millions of dollars of information absolutely free. And the reason I'm doing it, folks, is because I want capitalists. I want to create more capitalists. I want there to be more capitalists. If there were more capitalists in this world would be a better place. And that's my whole intention. As a matter of fact, that was my whole intention doing this broadcast ever since I started it back in 2008. And, throughout the evolution of time, we went from True Conservative Radio to True Capitalist Radio. And in True Capitalist Radio, folks, we kind of took a turn for, I don't know what you call it. I mean, I unfortunately, let me take you a step back a little bit, all right? I got found out by 4chan back in 2009. And, 4chan's B. Yeah, the B-tards. The B-tards found me in 2009. And, they were just trying to do the whole troll internet tomfoolery. prank calling, whenever I would have call-in shows or call-in segments. And at least at that point, they were trying to be funny, and, they actually were trying to use some kind of personality with the intention of doing these trolls, doing these pranks. And that evolved into what ended up coming into 2010, 2011, some of the classic True Capitalist Radio content during the lifespan of True Capitalist Radio. And I don't want to go into the old school stuff. You can probably Google it up for yourself, YouTube it up for yourself. You can find it all. Get lost in all that old programming. And it was funny. It was funny back then. We had a lot of original personalities back then. We had a lot of people who contributed not only to the show, but to the culture of the show, to the community of the show. And unfortunately, folks, that spirit has just completely gone bye-bye ever since, if you want my opinion, ever since we've left 2016. Now, I left the whole broadcasting situation back in 2012 because I wanted to go live my life first and foremost, and I knew that the time I was broadcasting, I was at the infancy of content creation as it pertains to individuals on the internet looking for content, individuals. I knew I was at the beginning, and I took some time off. Not to mention, I didn't want to get popped by Obama and his administration. I didn't want to be politically persecuted, etc. So there's a lot of reasons why I did. Anyway, when I heard that Donald Trump was running for president, I mean, I hesitated because he announced it in the summer of 2015, and I should have came back by then, but I was just a little apprehensive. I was living a good life. I've been living a great life, to be honest with you. But then, folks, what made me come back to this broadcast was the fact that the Trump rally in Chicago, the Trump rally in Chicago made everything really serious. The whole political climate at the time turned from kind of like trolly, kind of a soft-spirited, tomfoolery type of an environment to very, very serious. And it never stopped getting serious after that. As a matter of fact, that's what made me come back to the broadcast. I mean, I was completely and 100% dedicated to Trump. I wanted Donald Trump to win this. A lot of the policies he was advocating during the 2016 campaign were a lot of the things that yours truly was talking about on this broadcast for 10 years. Anyway, 2016 came along. I still did the broadcast in the traditional format. You would have the first hour with, crypto, or I ended up incorporating crypto, but it was the financial hour in the first hour. The second hour was domestic American politics, and the third hour we would finish off with a little bit of international politics. And, of course, we would have the radio graffiti segment. Now, when I brought it back in 2016, it was still somewhat salvageable as it pertains to its pertinence to the show. I mean, there was still some good content being created. There was still a lot of characters. I wouldn't say it was even in comparison to the 2011-2012 era, but it was still salvageable. People were still listening to it. People still thought it was funny, etc. Folks, as we've evolved, I mean, we are now in 2018. 2016, believe it or not, was a long time ago, almost 2 years ago. Folks, we have, I shouldn't even say evolved, we've devolved into something that, I want to be completely honest with you, I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be a host of, okay? I am severely embarrassed that whatever it is that I'm doing, and it's obvious that, shout-outs on Gab, and the chat room shout-outs, and it's the fucking radio graffiti in which it just... Folks, I mean, I don't know what it is. It is just very disheartening for me, okay? I mean, I'm a little like, what am I doing to become not just an autistic magnet, folks? Look, I'm not trying to make this into an autistic rant, but autistic, cartoon-loving, borderline pedophile people who not just listen to me but want to troll me, that want to participate in radio graffiti, that want to participate in Gab shoutouts. I mean, I don't get it. I do not get it, and I have been trying to think of this for the life of me. Now, listen. Now that I'm no longer on Blog Talk Radio, and Blog Talk Radio no longer, is generously giving me money on a monthly basis to the equivalent of $4,000, $3,000 on a monthly basis, I'm doing this broadcast on my own. And back then, at least in 2016, 2017, I had a monetary reason to continue to play along with this whole, bullshit radio graffiti and this whole goddamn Twitter Gab shoutout crap. Okay, but now I don't. And moreover, if I'm going to be doing this broadcast for free, which I have no problem doing, I mean, folks, from 2008 to 2012, I got nothing. As a matter of fact, I was out, through $2,000 for, having to put that's what they initially cost. Blog Talk Radio was like $2,000 a year, so that you could have the 3-hour, whatever that you, so I mean, literally out $2-3 grand, and it wasn't until I got to Blog Talk Radio and I came back in 2016 is when Blog Talk started generously rewarding me because, I got a fan base. People are listening to the broadcast, etc. So with that being said, I want to be completely honest with you. I am going to just drop radio graffiti, and I am going to drop Gab shoutouts, and I'm going to tell you why. I genuinely do not like you autistic, cartoon watching, anime loving, all this whole umbrella of people that seem to fall under this category of borderline pedophile freaks. I don't like you people. I don't even want you people listening to me. So, instead of trying to, instead of trying to appease you little farts and be like, well, you know what, I'll continue doing radio graffiti if you do it. Y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all ain't doing shit, and you tards are demanding shit. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want you people listening to my broadcast anymore, okay? So y'all can go away, go watch Ice Poseidon, go watch Asian Andy, and these types of entertainment for tards, because I am no longer going to do any shout-outs or any radio graffiti at all. It's over. Listen to me. I am shocked. I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about this, that there are that many internet autistic, cartoon-loving, sick pedophile tards that listen to me, and that look. If y'all don't believe me, let me give y'all something. Hold on, let me ask the engineer. Engineer, do you have that queued up? That one tard, the squirts. Do you got that guy? All right, listen. I want you all to listen to the last broadcast I conducted on Blog Talk Radio. Now, let me give you some pretext to this, okay? This was an individual who called up. And previous to him calling up on this episode, which was the last episode of Blog Talk Radio, he was in the True Capitalist Radio chat room admitting all kinds of sick, twisted, demented stuff. And, I don't mean to pick on this individual specifically, but since this individual, we have had at least a dozen that have been in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that fall under the same category of, I don't know, fetishizing children in cartoons. I don't know. I don't understand what it is. These sick, twisted autists and Asperger's and man-children, they are infatuated with sexualizing children cartoons. And I'm not just talking about the brony stuff. I'm talking about furries. I'm talking about, drawn children, actual drawn children doing sexual crap. I mean, I have literally busted, not me, I mean, it's been a literal, like, mutiny. It's been a mutiny in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. They've tarred the majority of the people in there that have fucking at least some sense to themselves and that are not cartoon fetish, they've called it the Tarred Thunderdome because, these people are just kind of, they got their pitchforks and their torches and they're like, we gotta get these autistic tards out of here! We gotta get these sick, twisted pedophiles out of here! So, with that being said, I want you all to listen to this individual. This is a guy, I wasn't in the chat room when he started going off on this, but it was like on a Saturday. And he was in the chat room, and he just, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is with these autists, man, and these tards and these man-children. They can't keep this, like, I like wax in my carrot to cartoons. They can't keep it inside. They have to blurt it out. They've got to let everybody know, hey, I actually like cartoons. And then all of a sudden, it was an interrogation by the whole True Capitalist Radio chat room. And then, before you know it, I come in. I can't believe that this person, not only is he in the chat room, and a part of my community, but this person was actually admitting that they actually watched cartoons that were children, drawings of children doing sexual acts, and tried to tell us in the chat room that there's nothing wrong with that because it's prohibiting him from acting out and doing it for real. He has got a bunch of friends, and believe me, a lot of his friends were a part of this radio chat room that believe this same type of idea. They call it lolly porn. I don't know if y'all know what this is, but don't look it up. It's sick, twisted, demented garbage. And you see, folks, how do you think that makes me feel, man? What am I doing to attract these types of sick, demented wastes of human life? I mean, I don't understand it. And the only factors that I can think of is the chat room shout-outs, the Gab shout-outs, and the goddamn radio graffiti. And you know what, man? I just don't want tards anymore. And look, I'm going to give you all an example of what I'm talking about, just in case y'all are asking yourselves, Ghost, what exactly are you talking about? Look, folks, I give the best, if you want my personal opinion, economic commentary on the internet today. I think I give some pretty decent political commentary. I am the prognosticator of prognosticators. But, folks, because I have segments on Gab shoutouts and radio graffiti, this is the culmination of my demographic at this fucking point in time. I want you all to listen to this conversation. And I want you all to listen to it very, very closely because this was on the last episode. The person that I was just talking about, he calls up. He calls up to try to give, quote, his side of the story again because supposedly there was a, quote, misunderstanding. Okay? So this right here is somebody we caught in the chat room obviously doing some really sick, twisted crap, lolly porn crap, obviously a brony, and that's another thing. These bronies are sick pedophiles as well. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Listen to this. This was an actual conversation. This is a real person. As a matter of fact, we did other things in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that I don't even want to say on air. This person, we ended up convincing him that night on Saturday to give us his father's phone number. And, folks, we called his father, and look, I don't want to tell you the subject matter of the conversation, but I'm going to basically say he didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit, and he was more pissed off that his son had a big mouth and he was even talking about this. So, I mean, this is America! This is autistic America! This is autistic America! Do you got that shit queued up, engineer? All right, now listen. This is a conversation on the last episode of True Capitalist Radio on Blog Talk Radio. This is the individual that I was talking about here previous. Listen. And how would you feel? How the fuck would you feel when you this is not just an isolated incident here. There's a whole community of these disgusting wastes of life that follow me, that continue to listen to me, that just won't go away. They won't go and watch autistic tard shit somewhere else. They won't leave me alone. They won't fucking leave me alone. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Go ahead and put it on, engineer. Listen to this. I want you all to listen and listen to what's happening here. Listen.
Taco Tuesday.
Hey, guys. I'm not sure if you recognize me, but I used to be in the chat room, and I called Clutter last Saturday. I sent you an article on your Gab. Posted an article on your Gab, and that's pretty much what my question is, okay?
Wait a minute, hold on just a second. Are you, look, I don't mean to be airing out this garbage, but are you the guy that was in the True Capitalist Radio chat room this past Saturday and admitted that you watched some kind of, like, I don't know, can you explain, like some kind of animated, I don't know, what did you say you did? Because, I mean, this is, I'm glad it's just you and me now. It's not the freaking chat room, you know?
Okay. So let me explain. There's a big misunderstanding. When they said to post the least offensive content on there, I thought when they meant offensive, I mean like triggering. I didn't think that that offensive in an obscene context meant disgusting, and thus.
Okay, well let me go back. Okay, now what you're saying is that what happened is you posted something that you didn't think was going to be offensive to the chat room, and from what I understand, it was some kind of sexualized pony cartoon or horse cartoon pornographic material, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once everybody saw that in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, everybody was like, what the hell's going on? And everybody got on you, and then you divulged more information about other things that you like, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
and,
can you explain? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. I want you to have the floor, because I know there was a lot of people that were in the chat room. What is it that you want to, come clean about? Because there's a lot of misconceptions about people that about you in the chat room.
Well, technically, what I was trying to say is that I only had animated versions, and not only animated, but furry versions of pornographic material with younger individuals, and the article I posted. Explain the controversy of such things where people actually go
hold on
to jail
a second.
for
now,
that.
What do you mean? Hold on just a second. Hold on. What do you mean by younger individuals?
Like underage individuals, but not actual child pornography. It's literally if it was, then the actual children exploited, but there isn't.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that what everybody is saying in the True Capitalist Radio chat room is right, that you were watching animated children being sexualized in an animated capacity? Is this what you're telling me?
Yes, but the law is unfair though, because otherwise there's like just look at the post, because I can't really talk without stuttering and mumbling. All right, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Wait a minute. You say the law is unfair. Why is the law unfair?
Because it infringes on artwork. Like it infringes on a kind of imagination. Plus, there's a lot of people that sometimes end up in this kind of territory when they're going for a fake porn rather than real porn, or can't get a woman of their own or anything. So if they can get that kind of content, or if that content's illegal, then they'll have no choice but to actually exploit children in real life, because otherwise they're the plus. Wait a minute, hold on just a second. Are you trying to make an excuse for the fact that we need this kind of like sick animated porn to prevent people from victimizing kids in real life? Is that what you just said to me? Yeah, and also here's the kicker though. If since that it's a specific law that there's how can I say it? That apparently it only goes on the distribution, but not possession of the shit. But also there's what else was there? There was something about not contributing to the social, cultural, or political value or something like that. But if the state gets their hands on it and uses that law to their advantage, they could they could say that things that aren't exactly to their agenda, and pretty much put people in jail just for a bunch of shit. For either
hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me just get. I need a drink, for Christ's sake. Hold on. I mean, good Lord. Now, let me ask you just a question here, okay? Will you answer a couple of questions for me? And these are just straight, easy questions. Can you answer them?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a pedophile?
I just want to set something clear. No.
Okay. Well, okay. That we got that. What's going on?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I better hang up.
Did Dad catch you?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Is everything okay? Hello? Hello? Oh, my God. I hope his dad caught. I mean, Jesus freaking. Look, I didn't want to let the show in on that, all right? That was. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Give it a mic. Look, I didn't want the show to go in that direction, okay? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. What that call was, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm even talking about this on the air on my final show on Blog Talk Radio. This guy, I don't know who he is, all right? He paid for, a subscription onto the True Capitalist Radio chat room. He was a nice guy. I was not in the chat room when this happened, okay? Apparently what happened is that this gentleman I don't even want to call him a gentleman, this freak we just had on the goddamn broadcast here, he was in the chat room when everybody else was in the chat room. And apparently he posted some kind of a horse getting gangbanged in some kind of a animated capacity, all right? And everybody took offense to it. Look, I'm telling you, people do not appreciate that crap in my chat room. So, people are like, what the hell's your problem? What the hell? And he went on and on to say, well, it's animated, it's just a cartoon, it doesn't matter. And apparently some members of the True Capitalist Radio chat room kind of played good cop, bad cop with this guy and had him admit what he had just admitted, I guess, a couple of minutes ago. And that's why I had to ask him, what the hell? What the actual hell? And literally, I came in halfway through this sick conversation that was happening in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. This whole episode went on for at least 2 to 3 hours. Okay? Until finally, I don't even want to get to. Listen, this guy was admitting to all kinds of stuff. Obviously, he's not playing with a full deck. I mean, obviously, he's got autism or something. And he admitted that, you know, he does watch, I guess, this stuff. And, you know, somebody in the chat room asked him, well, don't you watch regular pornographic material? And he admitted to us that he's never been able to wax his own carrot. That and this is what we assumed in the chat room, that he possibly, and this is my opinion, could be impotent because of all the psychotropic drugs this poor bastard's probably been given. All right? But when asked if he watched regular pornographic material, he said, yeah, I do. I like the squirts. And people were like, what are you talking, the squirts? What are you talking about? I like to watch the squirts. I want to watch the squirts. And I had to ask him, are you meaning that women that are so excited in the pornographic material that they are literally squirting from their nether region, for a lack of a better term? And he goes, yes, that's right, I like the squirts. So, folks, look, I did not want to air this on this broadcast. I don't even know why this guy called in.
All right, shut it off. Shut it the hell off, for heaven's sake. Good God. Just shut it off. All right, now, folks, my apologies. My apologies that you all even had to hear that. But, you know, once again, I had to bring up that clip because you all have to realize what I deal with. That's not an isolated incident, man. We found like a dozen of these sick, demented freak shows in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. Now, I didn't find them. I mean, you know, it was just pure vigilante justice in the regular people who were just like the broadcast. They like the commentary. You know, they appreciate yours truly. I mean, they just went all out looking for tards and looking for autists, looking for cartoon fetish man children, and these people just kind of they have a tremendously huge digital footprint on the internet in which they are not shy about being attracted to this type of nonsense. So, man, God. Anyway, I hope you all now understand why I'm taking a step back. I'm taking a step back from shout-outs and radio graffiti. Look, if y'all don't want to listen to me because of it, I don't really care, okay? I'm not getting paid from this broadcast anymore anyway. So if I'm not getting paid for this broadcast, I'm going to do what I want to do. Do you understand that? I'm doing me, all right? If I'm not getting paid for this damn broadcast, I'm doing me. You understand that? I'm doing me. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing me. So that's what I'm doing if I have to sit back and just do this broadcast and not get paid for it anymore, okay? All right? I mean, I used to get paid $4,000 a month on Blog Talk Radio doing this broadcast. And look, I'm not gonna do this. If I'm gonna have to do this for free, I'm doing this the way I want to do it. And the way I want to do it, folks, is to be able to spread capitalism and right-wing politics throughout the world. That's what I want to do. I want to create capitalists throughout the world. That's my modus operandi when I do this broadcast. So, that's it. I hope you all understand. If you don't understand, well, then you're probably a sick maniac like the one we just fucking heard from that old clip. I mean, this is the kind of crap I got to put up with. I don't want to put up with this anymore, folks. I mean, how do you think that makes me feel? These types of sick maniacs are attracted to my content. I mean, it's fucking sick. It doesn't make me feel too goddamn good, I can tell you that right goddamn now. Anyway, look, I'm going to move on with the broadcast. I had to put that up forward. I had to put it up front. I had to put it up front. All right, it is what it is. So with that being said, now that we've gotten all that out of my chest, let's just go ahead and talk some crypto talk, all right? Now, I know everybody and their brother is like, what the hell is going on with the cryptocurrency markets, Ghost? Well, if you've been listening to this broadcast, you know exactly what's going on. What have I been telling you about the U.S. dollar? The U.S. dollar is king of fiat currencies in the world today, and we're having a bull run on its value. I keep telling each and every one of you crypto investors, you need to take a look at the dollar spot index and take a look on whether or not it is climbing or it is declining. Obviously, here for the past 2 months, we have seen a steady climb upwards in value for U.S. fiat currency. Now, let me go ahead and take a look at the fiat index and give you all a precise number in which it has gone up. But let's talk about why it's gone up. Why is it going up? It's going up because America is being made great again, man. It's the Trump economy. That's why, baby. Anyway, folks, U.S. dollar spot right now is a little unchanged, okay? It's a little unchanged right now, but lest we forget that the Federal Reserve just raised interest rates today. And aside from them raising interest rates today, they have added more dots for this year to raise interest rates even more. So even though interest rates were raised, not only were the cryptocurrency market spooked, folks, but the equities market or the stock market was also spooked because the Federal Reserve has added more interest rate hikes in the near future, in this fiscal year. Folks, there have been 7 rate hikes. 7 rate hikes since 2017. Or actually 2016, my apologies. But 7 rate hikes. So this is why this dollar and the dollar value is going up. Now, once again, what we're doing in especially Western civilization or in most of the cryptocurrency market, we are pairing U.S. dollar with cryptocurrency. Now, if we pair U.S. dollar with cryptocurrency, if the U.S. dollar goes up in value, the cryptocurrency is going to go down in value. But, folks, if you have the ability to be able to trade your cryptocurrency into other currencies that are falling against the U.S. dollar, I mean, if you take a look at some of the currencies that are falling against the U.S. dollar, I mean, the Mexican peso, the Japanese currency, the Canadian currency. I mean, there are currencies falling because they're getting less valuable against the U.S. dollar. So if the U.S. dollar is valuable and the cryptocurrency value is going down on the U.S. dollar fiat front, if you can liquidate it in another currency that doesn't have the value, you could still cash out very generously. And moreover, folks, I caution people right now to cash out because lest we forget, if you're trading cryptocurrency based on a U.S. dollar fiat currency gain, I think that's a wrong strategy because the strategy of cryptocurrency investing is to obtain as much of the actual coin as opposed to gaining U.S. dollars on a frequent basis, because the more coin you possess and the more the U.S. dollar either decreases or increases in value, that's basically what's going to be represented in your cryptocurrency portfolio. I have a lot of people, especially in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, who are very impulsive traders. Once they see the cryptocurrency market go down, oh, I got to hurry up, I got to sell, I got to do this, I got to do that. So once they sell, they're selling their coin as the damn USD is going down. And when do they buy back in? When the USD is going up. And by the time they buy back in, technically they're buying, in the cryptocurrency at the USD level, but they're actually getting less cryptocurrency coin at the actual fundamental coin level. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that, folks, that, don't sell your goddamn cryptos. Remember, you do not lose until you sell off. And the reason we're seeing cryptocurrency go down right now is because the dollar is king. U.S. dollar is king. The Federal Reserve just raised interest rates today. Everything is red, folks. Let me give you a little bit of insight on how red it is. And I'm probably not even going to go over the cryptocurrencies in general. But the market capitalization of the entire cryptocurrency market right now is $271 billion market capitalization. $271 billion market capitalization. That's far off from the 350 and the 310 levels that we were looking at several weeks ago. It is now $271 billion. Now, if you want my personal opinion, folks, this is a best time as ever to use your valuable U.S. dollar to purchase cryptocurrency. Because I'm telling you, this U.S. dollar increase ain't going to last forever. There's a lot of international destabilization, not necessarily on a warfare footing, but in an economic footing. You know? So, with all due respect, man, this is the point where you want to come in. If you missed the last time back when I was broadcasting in April of 2017, when Ethereum ETH was $40, you know, when freaking Dash was like at, you know, $30 and Bitcoin was at a G. I mean, you know, if you missed that boat, this is the boat you guys need to catch. And what have I always told each and every one of you? Long-term investment reigns supreme. Long-term investment reigns supreme. I want that etched into every one of your brains that listen to this broadcast. Because by God, if you live by that creed, if you live by that credo, you will be generously rewarded in this game of capitalism. I guarantee it. Patience. Patience. You need a little patience. Yeah. Patience, baby. That's what makes the best capitalist better than the others. I mean, let me give you a case in point. Warren Buffett, all right? Warren Buffett made his billions. He's like one of the top 3 or 4 richest men in the entire world. The entire world! Warren Buffett made his entire damn fortune on trading stocks, trading commodities, etc. Now, what was his strategy? His strategy was that he was not going to invest into a company unless he was going to stay in it for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. And folks, his motto, and if you want his strategy of investing, he always said, when people are leaving the market, when people are running away from the market, when people are selling their ass off in the market, that's when you start going in. That's when you go in, baby. And when you go in, hold on and see how generous long-term investment benefits you. Now, I'm not hating some of you guys out there that are making some generous liquidity out there swing and pattern trading or day trading. I don't hate on you. But what have I always said when I suggested to you folks that are out there making big, large sums of liquid, pattern, swing, or day trading? You need to put some of that in your long-term investment. You need to put it in your long-term investment, baby. Long-term investment reigns supreme. I can't say that anymore. I'm trying to plant seeds, baby. I'm planting seeds. That's all I'm doing. Now, with that being said, folks, I do not want to go over crypto. The one piece of news I do want to put forth, remember I was talking about leading up to today, EOS. You know, the cryptocurrency EOS, symbol EOS, folks. Remember I said it was do or die in June. Do or die in June. And it seems like it's a die for EOS, man. Did y'all hear? EOS's mainnet, a complete major fail. So it looks like all the technology that was hype, EOS is for naught. And by the way, folks, EOS was supposed to be some big-time mainstream competitor to one of my biggest holdings, Quantum, symbol QTUM. So for all you people that are out there holding Quantum, this is good news for you because this is one less piece of cryptocurrency trash that is supposed to be a competition for the high-grade technology of the Quantum and its team. Once again, I hate to reiterate that Quantum not only has the ability of cryptocurrency, it also has the integrated smart contract technology. The smart contract is integrated into the wallet. So I see nothing but good things for Quantum, and let me tell you, once Quantum starts taking off to the $400 or $500 range, everybody in the inner circle and a lot of people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room are going to be rich. All right, I'm talking filthy rich. But once again, what do I say? Long-term investment reigns supreme. So I'm just trying to help you guys out, man. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Now, I'm not going to go over the cryptos. You know it's pretty much in the red. It's bloody season right there. There's no reason to go over what's going on. You know everything's in the red. Even Tether, even the scam Tether, it's supposed to be an area to hold your cryptocurrency during times of contraction. Even Tether is showing a negative. So that should tell you something. That should tell you something, for heaven's sake. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get to the stock markets, okay? Now, since the Federal Reserve raised interest rates today, you would have thought that maybe the investors in Wall Street would have got a little happy in the pants and would have, had this day end up in the positive. But the reason that it's ended up in the negative, folks, is because aside from this interest rate hike that they made today, the Federal Reserve, they plan on raising the interest rate several more times in this fiscal year 2018 alone. So, what does that mean? That means this. That means cash is king, U.S. dollars, and what that's going to do is provide big-time value in the U.S. dollar. Now, what I'm scared of, and I'm going to be honest with you, is that the Federal Reserve is purposely trying to add value to this monetary system to prevent the Make America Great Again economic policy from flourishing. Because what have I told you about a very valuable dollar? When you have a valuable dollar, most people aren't going to spend it. They're going to hold it. All right? I mean, the rate at which this dollar is continuing to gain value, you could put you could put a chunk of money in your mattress and you're making money as the value of dollar keeps going up day by day. I mean, now that the dollar is valuable, you could feasibly just put it into a goddamn savings account, and whatever little 2 or 3% interest rate, little pissing ground interest rate that they give you at the bank, not only do you make that, but you're also making money. Why? Because the value of the dollar is going up, man. So once again, folks, I'm a little apprehensive about this valuable dollar. I'm hoping that the Federal Reserve comes to its senses and stops the interest rate hikes, because we want not necessarily a debased dollar, but we don't want a tremendously valuable dollar because we want people to spend their money. Folks, the more times American dollars are exchanged hands and circulates around municipalities, it circulates around states, circulates around the country, that equals more economic opportunity for individuals. I mean, we need people to want to spend their money because that provides opportunity for folk. And I'm talking about even people at the lowest end of the economic totem pole. We need economic activity, people buying, people selling. We need it. And a valuable dollar puts a kibosh on that because everybody's going to save their American dollars. So that's why you have the stock market not rewarding the Federal Reserve interest rates today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stock market. Dow Jones Industrial is down 119.53 points, a percentage decrease of 0.47%. Closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 25,201.20 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500 also down today, folks. 11.22 points. Percentage decrease of 0.40%, closing out the S&P at 2,775.63 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also down today, 8.10 points, a percentage decrease of 0.11%, closing out the NASDAQ at 7,695.70 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the commodities. Let's just look, I'm just going to speculate. I haven't even looked at commodities today, to be completely honest with you. But I'm going to speculate that we're going to see nothing but red. We should see nothing but red on most commodities. And those commodities that aren't in the red are deemed scarce by the commodities investors. So let's take a look. Remember, I always say when you see the dollar go up, commodities go down. Let's go ahead and take a look at energy, folks. Energy is down modestly today, still down 6 cents for WTI sweet crude, negative 6 cents for WTI, a percentage decrease of 0.09%, closing out WTI at $66.58 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also down today, 26 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.34%. Closing out Brent crude right now at $76.48 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline down today, 0.33%. Natural gas is down 0.10%. Heating oil is down 0.31%. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! We've got gold, for some reason, up modestly. I mean, what the hell is that about? What the hell is that about? Gold is up $1.30, a percentage increase of 0.10%, closing out gold at $1,302.60 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver up today also, 6 cents, a percentage increase of 0.35%. Silver's current price right now is $17.05 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper also, well, no, it's down. Copper is down 0.12% decrease for copper. We've got platinum down 0.33%. Good God, man. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture. All right, grains. Corn is down 0.97% decrease. Wheat is down 0.77% decrease. Oats is up. Oats is up 0.21%. Rough rice, man, we have been seeing a massive increase in rough rice, folks. I can't tell you why. Keep an eye out on it. Rough rice is up 1.38% increase on the day. We've got soybean down 0.39%, soybean oil down 0.03%, and canola down 1%. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa. Cocoa is down. It is down 2.17% decrease on the day. Coffee. Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me unless I have my fucking coffee. Let me have my coffee, dude. Shut up, you hipster fruit. Anyway, we've got coffee down 0.75%. We've got sugar. Sugar is up 0.71%. Orange juice is down 0.68%. Cotton is down, or excuse me, it's up. Cotton's up 0.03%. Lumber is down. Lumber is down 2.63%. Probably has a lot to do with the little trade deal going on with Canada there. We've got rubber up 0.33%. Ethanol is down 0.48%. Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? Live cattle is down 0.38%. We've got cattle feeder down 0.10%. And once again, all right, I would like for everybody, all right, everybody right now just to remember the ham bone movement, all right? Just remember the ham bone movement, because we need to make America beautiful again. I'm sick and tired of looking at these fat, disgusting, back tit, jelly-ass, cellulite dripping off their ass ham bones that are out here rolling around in a goddamn hover-round, especially in a damn supermarket. It makes me sick. You know, I mean, these people are out here, I gotta run around and hover around because I'm a fat bastard, and yet they're just loading up their cart with nothing but a bunch of trans fat, sugar, and all kinds of garbage. What we need to do, folks, and look, I don't want you to confront these people. I don't want you to, call them really too horrible names or anything of that nature. You just got to do this. You got to make it subtle. You got to pass by them. You just got to pass by them and say, "Hambo." I mean, I'm serious. If enough of us do this, they may just put the fucking fork down for about 5 minutes. I'm serious. Just when they're backing up, you know when they back up. I mean, I fucking hate it when they back up. Beep, 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 beep. Just go, fat, greasy ass, smelly ass, sugar intaking ham bone. Believe me, they'll get it. They'll get it. Okay, they'll get it. Anyway, with that being said, let me go ahead and get to lean hog. Lean hog, for some reason, is up, man. I mean, I hope that you're not hoping to get a summertime ham bone, because, good God, lean hog is up 2.74% on the day. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, where's all this ham going? Look at a lean hog up 2.74%. I mean, good God. Good God, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, once again, folks, if you didn't listen to the beginning of the broadcast, I am no longer taking Gab shout-outs, chat room shout-outs, radiography. I'm not taking none of that crap anymore. I'm done with it. All right, I'm completely done with it, because if you didn't hear the beginning of the broadcast, well, then, by God, go back and listen to it. I mean, you heard the type of individuals that this type of content, shout-outs and radio graffiti, brings to this broadcast. And I don't want these types of worthless individuals listening to the broadcast. You think that these sick, twisted, pedophile-ass cracks, do you think they vote? Do you think they're capitalizing? Do you think they want to do anything with their pathetically useless lives? No! And that's not what I'm trying to do with this broadcast. What I'm trying to do with this broadcast is trying to captivate people all across the world. And I want them to know that capitalism is what you need to seek. You understand that? Capitalism. Now, before I get on to something else, I do want to say that since it is Trump America, and since we are in the age of now the U.S. fiat currency is king, did you all hear about merger mania? There's like merger mania happening right now in Wall Street. Did you hear that the Department of Justice lost the antitrust case, and the merger between AT&T and Time Warner is going to go through? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, look, that's what's going to happen. The merger between AT&T and Time Warner has been approved, and that merger is $85 billion. $85 billion. Can you believe this crap? I mean, good God. All right? I mean, merger mania. Did you know that Disney tried to offer Fox Studios, you know, Rupert Murdoch, Fox Studios, $52 billion for Fox Studios, excluding its channels and its media business and its news media businesses. But yeah, I mean, can you believe Disney? $52 billion. But you know what? Comcast comes in and says, you know what? $52 billion. Hey, Fox Studios, we'll offer you $65 billion, and we'll offer it to you in cold hard cash. $65 billion deal to buy out Fox Studios. So, look, I mean, it's buyout mania. You know it's the Trump economy, and I'm loving every minute of it, for Christ's sake, man. That's why I'm trying to get across to each and every one of you, especially if you're in America, now is the time to become a capitalist. There is not going to be a better time in American history to become a capitalist than right now. And I promise you, you take one step towards capitalism, capitalism will take two steps to you. I promise you, there is nothing more liberating than being your own independent boss. There's nothing more essence of freedom than being a true capitalist and not having to answer to no one. I answer to myself. I'm an independent capitalist, baby. I can do what I feel and I can do what I like. I can do whatever I want. Why? Because I can do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't drink the last show. Of course, I'm going to drink today. You know it, unfortunately. But I want you all to know something. You want to know why I really drink alcohol? I really drink alcohol. Obviously, I don't drink all day. I wait till nighttime. I wait till it's about 8 o'clock, 7:30, you know, when all the work is done. I really drink alcohol as a capitalistically vulgar display of power. A capitalistically vulgar display of power. Because you got to think, when I'm drinking this alcohol, I mean, I'm literally just drinking money. You know, I mean, it's not like buying a materialistic widget that you could either trade off for at some point or sell off or something. No. I'm a capitalist and I can do that. And that's why I'm saying, man, I can just kind of, I'm drinking money. I'm drinking money that'll never come back. because I can do that. Oh, man. Anyway, folks, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you all for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to ask each and every one of you to please spread this show link around like wildfire, folks. All right, especially to those folks that are true right-wing, especially those folks that are capitalist. All right, I mean, because that's the kind of demographic that we want on this broadcast. I know there's many of you out there that have attempted to kind of advise people to listen to this broadcast, suggested this show to folks, and you're just kind of embarrassed to do so because of, for a lack of a better term, the Twitter gab shout-outs, the chat room shout-outs, and radio graffiti. It's a little embarrassing to, have people listen to this stuff and say, yeah, that's what I'm listening to on a daily basis, when you got, tards over here saying, yeah, I like the squirts. I like the squirts. I like it. So, that's the way it is. If you all don't like it, well, you all can suck it. How you like that, all right? You don't like it? Get out of here. Go watch a fucking cartoon. Get out. Nobody cares. As a matter of fact, I feel like having a little bit of a beer right now. How does everybody else sound, huh? It's hump day. It's Wednesday. Let's go ahead and hook it up with some more beer. You're goddamn right. Woo! And let me tell you something, folks. I've got me some German beers while I can still have them. You know what I'm saying? Now that we have this, kind of a Mexican standoff, for a lack of a better term, economically, of course, between the United States and the European Union, I don't know how long I'm going to have these badass German beers, baby. I love them. Are you kidding me? I mean, German beers oblige a German purity law from like 1200s or something, and they have not, I repeat, they have not stopped making their beer in that capacity. All right? So I love it. I love German beer. It's a shame that we are going to be, stricken with, I don't know, a tariff, an embargo. Who the hell knows what these Euro cucks are going to do? But I'm going to take advantage of this German beer here. So, oh, yeah. That was a pretty good pop of the top, baby. Let's go ahead and pour it in. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. And let me tell you, for some of you brewers out there, let me tell you, you've got the EU, you've got the Mexicans, you've got Canadians sitting over here saying that they're going to throw tariffs on American whiskey, and they're going to throw a tariff on American goods, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, hey, if that's the case, then you know who's going to profit from that? The independent distillers. Like these independent distilleries out here that are making these craft beers, or some of these craft spirits out here, like craft vodkas, craft whiskeys. I mean, this is what's going to reap the rewards. You think we give a crap, Euro? You think we give a crap? And by the way, I've got one of these big-ass mugs. I could throw 2 beers in this glass. So let me go ahead and get a more beer! Let me go ahead and throw... There we go. Let me go ahead and throw 2 beers. Yes, that's right, 2. We've got 2 beers. Yes, 2 beers the ghost is going to drink. That's about the extent of cartoon tard shit you're going to hear on this broadcast ever again, all right? Anyway, folks, now that we do not have any goddamn shout-outs anymore, now that we've kind of rid the whole goddamn show of mental retardation, it's time to start getting to some serious news, okay? Now, I cannot go on without talking about right now the President and Kim Jong-un. Man, what a historic event. I was up until all hours of the night watching history being made. I mean, no president since Clinton has done shit. And you know what Clinton did? As a matter of fact, Jimmy Carter did the same damn thing. They gave the light water nuclear reactors that they're now using to create enriched uranium. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding. And, this whole idea of containment, that's basically what the strategy was on a foreign policy level on Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama. That was their foreign policy when it came to North Korea. And what makes me sick is that Barack Obama, as he was leaving the White House, do you remember President Trump talking about this? President Trump said that Barack Obama basically gave him the keys to the White House and suggested, well, you know what the biggest threat to America's national security is there, Trump? North Korea. See you later, pal. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to be kicking it with Richard Branson at his fucking mansion while my tranny Michelle is going to be nowhere in sight. I'm out of here. And that's basically what happened. And take a look at what Trump did with that. Trump took what Obama claimed was America's biggest national security threat and made it into something that I swear to God people are going to be studying in relation to the art of the deal. The art of the deal. And you know what this proves? You know what Trump going out there and making Kim Jong-un, who was, let's just take a step back here. We were talking about nuclear war about 7 or 8 months ago as it pertained to this country. You remember? Y'all remember the leftist media at that time, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God, I can't believe that this is the kind of diplomacy that President Trump is going to use. I can't believe he's going to use Twitter as a means of getting across his foreign policy. Oh, my God, he's going to put us into a nuclear war. Oh, my God, he's going to put us into a very, very nasty nuclear war. Remember all that crap? Remember all that? Look at me now! Look at us now! Look at Trump now! And you want to know something? You know what the damn liberal media is doing now? They are doing everything to degrade the historic event that was this Korean summit. They are trying to degrade it in every capacity possible. And you want to know why there's so much vehement hatred? Even though this is a historic event, even though this may be the precursor into unifying the Koreas, there could be all kinds of things happening from this particular meeting. And lest we forget, POTUS said that this was just first of many meetings because we have to incrementally bring in this change that's going to happen in North Korea. And at the same time, North Korea has to, trust us on our end of the bargain. So as a result, this was just a beginning of a process, and we've already got a written commitment from Kim Jong-un himself to an utter complete denuclearization. A complete denuclearization of North Korea. Now, what I don't understand is that even though this summit has yielded a total denuclearization commitment from Kim Jong-un, aside from the media trying to degrade this, did you see that CNN bastard Jim Acosta during that whole Korean summit event? If you want my personal opinion, I think that Jim Acosta should be fucking arrested. I think he should be arrested for trying to sabotage an international event involving American diplomacy. If you didn't hear him, he's all over YouTube. While, the president was talking to Kim Jong-un, he was just hollering any kind of provocative question possible and made sure he screamed it so that it could be all over the media. So, and you know the thing about these dumbass media people now, Jim Acosta and some of these people that are in the White House press corps and shit, they're trying to make themselves the story now. Instead of them being the people that tell the story, they're trying to make themselves the story. I guess they learned that from Michael Moore, because, that's what Michael Moore did to himself. Traditionally, when people made documentaries, they made documentaries with the intention of being behind the camera and just presenting the documentary as it was. Not making the documentary maker the actual subject or a part of the documentary itself. But this is what's happening. And if y'all didn't hear Jim Acosta from CNN, as they were signing that little deal, as they were making the signing, Jim Acosta you could hear him. You could hear him on these clips. He's hollering, "Hey, what about Otto Warbinger? What about nuclear weapons? What about human rights? Sir, what about Arnold Hornbringer? What about this? What about that? What about the human rights, Mr. President? What about Arnold Warbringer, Mr. President? Is he worth nothing, Mr. President? I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, you're supposed to be a journalist, you piece of shit. I mean, this is, of course, a CNN correspondent, but this guy should be thrown in jail. I mean, he was deliberately trying to sabotage American diplomacy. I'm not kidding around. I'm not saying this to be hyper-sensational either. I mean, this man should be arrested. I mean, he could have caused an international incident had Kim Jong-un been pissed and said, "Fuck that, the motherfucker! I'm going out of here. I'm going to beat ballistic missile." So, I mean, I'm telling you right now, Jim Acosta, you should be arrested, or somebody should give you a bitch slap or something, man, because I don't understand what kind of warped reality you're living in. And you know something? I'm going to tell you what really pisses off these leftists. I'm going to tell you what really pisses them off, okay? What pisses them off is that this is supposed to be the party, right? The Democratic Party, the left. They're supposed to be the party of diplomacy. They're supposed to be the party of talk first, war second. And remember, the whole criticism of Trump was that he was going to be a warmonger and that he was going to get us into all kinds of nuclear wars and all this other nonsense. Folks, Donald Trump has turned into Mr. Diplomacy, all right? I mean, lest we forget, that's how Obama ran his foreign policy. Remember when he was running in 2008? His foreign policy was, hey, they'll love me. I mean, that's literally his whole fucking foreign policy. That's what he described as his foreign policy in 2008. That they would love him. He's got a great diplomacy or diplomatic style that he could somehow talk people into doing whatever. And that's what he ran on. That's what his whole fucking foreign policy was in 2008. Oh, Obama. It was, hey, vote for me. The world will love me. And then once he was elected, what did Obama do? Once Obama was elected, what did he do? He did that goddamn apology tour. That goddamn apology tour that made America look like weak pieces of shit. And we wonder why America had no respect from the world for the past 8 years when Obama was fucking president. Give me a break with that apology tour. But here, let me get back to what I'm really trying to get to the point. What I'm trying to say is Trump, all of a sudden, he's become Mr. Diplomacy. All of a sudden, he's able to talk to leaders and have them capitulate without any concession. I mean, that's what he's done to Kim Jong-un, folks. Kim Jong-un has released prisoners. I mean, he's already signed a nuke deal, a denuclearization deal with no concessions. Lest we forget, folks, okay? Even though the media is trying to claim that this is nothing and, oh, who cares? This is a nothing burger and, oh, my God, it makes China. I don't know where they get that, but, oh, it makes China stronger. I don't know how it makes China stronger, folks. That's pure bullshit. At this point, I think that the Chinese are a little apprehensive that now, not only are we going to have potential troops in South Korea, that we could potentially, in this process of denuclearization, have some kind of presence in North Korea, which we already have a presence in Afghanistan. So, as you can see, we're getting some military assets very close to not just China, but Russia. So this is all military strategy as well, folks, lest we forget. But let's get back to the point here. I don't want to digress. The point is that what Donald Trump has yielded from this North Korean summit, no president was able to do. Not even Mr. Diplomacy himself, Barack Obama. Hey, elect me. They'll love me. And now, believe it or not, now that they have somebody that they hate for whatever reason, being better of a diplomat than these supposed experts. Remember the liberals, they all claim they're experts at diplomacy. Now that they have somebody on the right who's a capitalist. I mean, I want everybody to remember, Donald Trump, yeah, he's on the right wing of the political spectrum, but he is a capitalist. He's a capitalist. And he understands the art of the deal. And that's how he was able to make North Korea do what it's done without having to give up anything. We haven't given up anything, folks, even though there's this commitment for denuclearization for North Korea, we haven't gotten the sanctions that Donald Trump implemented on North Korea. They're still there. I mean, he has not lifted the sanctions, and he's not going to until we start this process of denuclearization. I mean, do you think Donald Trump's stupid, man? I mean, it's the art of the deal, baby. It's the art of the goddamn deal. And now, what happened to the old adage that the Democrats used to always talk about? We like to talk first and go to war second. Well, our president has done that. He's made us safer. I mean, have you seen the comments of modern-day South Koreans? Google up right now the reaction of South Koreans and this deal. They can't believe it. I mean, they've been waiting for this for so long. I mean, they are so optimistic. I mean, everybody and their brother is feeling a little bit at ease now that Kim Jong-un is no longer throwing ballistic missiles in the air and pursuing nuclear ambitions. But, of course, you're not going to hear any kind of kudos from this left-wing fake news media. And let me tell you, I have to agree with the president that the biggest threat to America today, folks, is fake news. Fake news is the biggest threat to America, and that's another reason why I wanted to take this show a little bit more serious. Instead of, doing this outlandish stuff that obviously attracts a demographic that I don't want. But, I mean, folks, I really appreciate you folks that sincerely listen to this broadcast and listen to the economic and political commentary, because it shows that you trust me in the delivery of actual news. And I will tell you right now, everything that I always talk about, you can Google up. That's the beautiful part about doing a podcast. You could always Google up this stuff and read about it even more extensively, etc. So that's why I'm taking this show a little bit more serious, because I agree with the president. I wholeheartedly agree with the president that fake news is the biggest threat to America's national security. So, with that being said, I want to, aside from me getting rid of the shout-outs and radio graffiti, I want to assure each and every one of you that listen to this broadcast that all the news, everything that is on this broadcast, I am telling you because I personally believe it. I'm broadcasting you this because I personally believe it. I have no intentions. There's nobody paying me. I'm not some Fed. I am a man that is trying to advocate capitalism and trying to pursue right-wing political perspectives across the world. And I assure you with that. I promise you all, there is no motives other than I want you all to be capitalist. I mean, I want to be honest. I mean, I'm not completely against the idea of people being so-called socially liberal. But socially liberal does not mean that you want to be communist or socialist. You could still be a capitalist, but still be socially liberal. I'm a capitalist, but I like drag queens, I like traps, I like whatever. I'm just using that as an example. I'm for the environment, or I'm against abortion, or all this, or I'm for abortion, whatever the case might be. All right? I mean, the bottom line is that I want you all to be capitalists, because with capitalism there is freedom. Because as I stated, folks, socialism and communism, those variants of political philosophy, the root of communism and the root of capitalism, the root of communism and the root of socialism, the root of socialism and communism is economics. And same with capitalism, for that matter, economics. The difference is that communists and socialists want to take total control of the means of production. They don't want no private property. They want no private enterprise. They want the centralized government to take total control of the means of production. Now, capitalism, the government is more like a referee, okay? It's more like a referee, and as a result, capitalism provides the opportunity of the means of production to be put in private hands. And whenever the means of production are in private hands, folks, the market dictates how to allocate natural resources. And that's why I say that there is no better social organization model than capitalism. And the proof is just taking a look at Venezuela. Venezuela, folks, was a budding economy. Remember, this is a country that has the third largest oil deposit in the world. And because, for whatever fucking reason, the Venezuelans decided to go ahead and elect a communist government under, back then, Hugo Chavez, they decided that they were going to relinquish their personal decision-making, their economic freedom, their freedom of choice, and give it to the central government. And as a result, the central government made every decision in everyone's lives in all of Venezuela. Now, the reason Venezuela is in the fucked up position that it's in which they're eating each other, literally, a cannibalism. It's bad out there. It's an unfortunate situation. The reason is, folks, is because the government allocated resources based upon revenues that were generated from their oil resources at $100 a barrel of oil. Now, folks, the barrel of oil hasn't been $100 for like 4 years. And even though they had cash reserves, even though they had all this to kind of play the waiting game on whether or not the damn barrels of oil were going to go back up to $100, they ran out. They ran out of money. They're completely out of money. That's why the whole goddamn country is in complete disarray. There is no amount of money in Venezuela right now that can keep you safe. The only thing that can keep you safe is groups of people that trust you enough that will potentially kill and fight other groups of people for you. That's it. It's complete and utter anarchy, for Christ's sake. All right? Complete and utter anarchy. Now, why is that? Because the communist government allocated all the natural resources that the government produced, and they were the ones that distributed how the government saw fit. And under capitalism, folks, there is no communist government that dictates what is produced, what's not produced, who gets what, how much do they get, etc. It leaves that in the hands of not only private enterprise, but the market, the consumers, us. And you know, what I hate about this fucking public education system is that the public education system is emphasizing all kinds of stuff, man. Oh, the arts, music, and all this crap. I mean, football and all this garbage. And yet, the intention of school was to learn something. They're not teaching you what you need to learn in school. You noticed that I'm sure many of you either are going to school or have already gone to school. Did they teach you how to pay taxes from K through 12? No, they didn't, did they? Did they teach you how to balance your checkbook? No. Did they teach you about the power of money? No. And that's what I'm telling you, folks. The power of money is just as powerful as the power of the vote. Where you spend your money is a political statement. I mean, this is why I'm telling everybody, how did Walmart destroy small-town America? It destroyed small-town America by going in and completely eliminating all small businesses within a small town. Now, how does that destroy a small town? Because, folks, people that own businesses in a small town and people that make their money in a small business in a small town typically spend the money they earn in that small town in the small town. Once again, you have to have money exchanging hands to have economic productivity in a market. Now, when you eliminate all the small businesses and all you have is Walmart, well, the only money that's going to be exchanging hands are those wages that are paid to Walmart employees. Because all the money that's spent at Walmart, folks, most of it is wired out of the damn city at 12 midnight to Walmart's headquarters. But you see, if everybody understood the power of the dollar, everybody understood that the dollar is powerful, it makes you powerful. If you as a community really cared about wanting to bring back your community, you would tell everybody, we're not going to shop corporations anymore. because corporations don't keep the money that we spend at their establishments in this community. And you know what they don't do also? They don't provide us good employment opportunities so we can have a decent lifestyle in this city. And what I don't understand is, you people that are consumers, y'all are so worried about getting the cheapest shit that's going to break on you anyway within a small, short period of time, and that's what most of this cheap crap does, than to spend the extra 10 to 20% so that not only can somebody be a business owner in your community, but the person that's a business owner 80% of the time gives a better wage for that job, even if it's a menial job, than a corporation. You know, I know somebody who owns a gift shop, okay, and owns a gift shop at a big-time hotel in Austin, Texas. And the hotel's been around for a while. This person's had this gift shop in this hotel for about 25 years. And the person that started with them 25 years ago, still there, okay? Started as a young person in college, still there as an older person. Why did she stay there? Why did she stay at that gift shop at the hotel? Because the person that I know who owns that is paying her somewhere in the range of $40,000 a year. Of course, in a wage scale. Now, you're not going to get that opportunity other than through a personal business relationship with a small business owner who appreciates your labor, who appreciates your service, who appreciates everything that you've done to put into the business. And that's why we need small businesses, folks. That's why you, as a consumer, need to realize that the power of raising wages, the power of better jobs, the power of better communities is in your hands. You just have to be smarter when it comes to spending your dollar. And we need to teach that. We need to perpetuate that idea. Because if we always go to the cheap corporations, well, then we're going to get what the corporations give us. And we can't complain. If we are going to sell out for a cheap product, we can't expect the person or the entity giving us a cheap product to give us great wages for our employees in that community or for our managers in that community. You have to understand this, folks. This is very serious. And I wish more people would discuss this. I wish more people would talk about this. I wish more people would emphasize this because, folks, you all have the power to raise your own wages. You have the power to create your own better communities. You just have to use the power that's in your wallet and purchase the products that you need to use for your everyday life with people that are born and raised in your community, that, or if they're not born and raised, at least live in your community, that spend money in your community. Because, folks, the more times the money exchanges hands in your community, the more wealth opportunity there is, the more prosperity there is in that community. And this is why I try to emphasize this as much as I possibly can. This is capitalism. I mean, capitalism is the essence of freedom, folks, but you have to be smart enough to know that money isn't just something that comes and goes. You have power when you have money. You have power. I mean, that's why when a small business, at least most of them, I know there's a lot of bad small businesses. Remember, the small businesses are just general people from the community trying to roll the dice and hopefully they get a business going. Remember, when you start a business, a good portion of the business is customer service. I mean, folks, we're living in a day and age now where people can just get their goddamn shit on Amazon and the shit's there within 2 days, a day and a half, something like that. So right now, what you want to do is not only want to spend money in a small business, but you want somebody that gives you good customer service. You want somebody that appreciates you and says, "Hey, Mr. Smith, how you doing? Do you want that thing that you usually get? Here, I got it right here for you." And things of that nature. That's what makes community, man. That's what makes a community. And we've lost that. We've lost that in a variety of different capacities, man, but we can have it back. And I'm urging each and every one of you that are listening that are a capitalist, please don't go out, don't get the cheap shit at Walmart, don't get the cheap garbage at corporations. Listen to me, I'm not a corporatist. Even though I have a corporation, actually I have a couple of corporations, I'm not a corporatist. I don't believe in corporatism. But, folks, that's the name of the game right now. These rules are there for us to play. And because the taxes are more generous when they're a corporation as opposed to a sole proprietor, that's why I'm a corporation. But let me tell you something. I'm a local businessman. And I'm not just talking about here in San Hambone. I'm talking in Austin. I've got some. I got a business in San Marcos. I mean, through this I-35 corridor. So no matter how much money I'm making, I'm spending it all in these markets that I'm servicing. And that's what you need to do as a consumer, man. You need to go out and spend your money and know who that person is, who the entity is, who the family is, and whether or not they're going to spend that money in your community. If they spend the money in your community, it's going to pay it forward, folks. You can single-handedly make a family rich. And you know what? So what? You make them rich. As long as they appreciate the community, man. As long as they're out there donating to the Little League and, creating a football field for the Pee Wee League or, going out there doing customer service, showing that they appreciate you as a consumer. That's what you need to worry about, man. Whether or not you got a cheap fucking product. And this is where we all went wrong in America, folks. This is where we all went wrong. Anyway, folks, my apologies. I didn't mean to go off on that soliloquy about capitalism and how where you spend your dollar is a political statement, how money in your pocket is power. It's power. And your community, if you all direct your money spending habits to local businesses, you could save your communities. You could create better high-paying jobs. You can create better environments. You just have to do it. And this goes to, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in a goddamn shithole ethnic minority-based neighborhood, whether you're fucking Mexican or whether you're a black. I mean, you just need to have the community know that, hey, man, I've been here with the community. I'm servicing the community, man. Come spend your money with me. I'll take care of you. I'll give you service. I'll appreciate your business. That's what makes community, folks. Hey, it's Tom at the hardware store. Hey, how you doing, Tom? I need some screws and some nails. And, hey, I'll do it there, Mr. Smith. All right, no problem. All right, I'm going to go over here to the grocery store. I'm going over here to John's fucking grocery store over here, which is a little bit of a small grocer, but you know what? I'm going to give him the business, and then I'm going to go over to Biff's butchery shop and get some steaks. I mean, all that shit. Because each and every one of those individuals are going to appreciate your business, and if they don't appreciate your business, that's when you can be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. I'm taking my business somewhere else. You notice when you say that to corporations, they don't give a shit, They're like, you know what? One less customer, lady, all right? Who gives a crap? We're a billion-dollar company. Go fuck yourself. But they're not going to tell you that if you're a goddamn small business. And if they do, then you can just say, you know what? Fuck that small business and tell everybody, you know what? That small business sucks. They did this, they did that, etc. And it's up to the community on whether or not they want to give the goddamn guy or the entity or the woman or whoever owns the business the money. So anyway, look, sorry for about that soliloquy. Let me get some freaking beer here, for Christ's sake. I'm sitting over here neglecting my beer. But we're talking about some serious subject matters here, man. I mean, I'm just trying to tell you all that with capitalism, it not only gives the person making the money the freedom, it gives the people spending the money the power. Remember, you've got power when you've got money. You've got power. Always fucking remember that. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and take a swig of this beer here. Cheers to everybody out here who is a part of the capitalist army, who are serious listeners, who are listening for the content and for the actual substance of the show. I appreciate you all. And, it is what it is, man. No more tards, all right? It is what it is. Cheers, baby, cheers. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyway, once again, let me go ahead and talk one more again. I think I went into this soliloquy, I think, talking about fake news because the president said that the biggest threat to America's national security is fake news. Well, let's go ahead and go to another subject matter. I want to talk about the Department of Justice. Folks, has the Department of Justice gone rogue, for heaven's sake? Have y'all heard what's happened here? The Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, how many times have we heard that fucking name? This guy has threatened to subpoena members of the House Intelligence Committee and their staff, if the House Intelligence Committee decides that it's going to impeach Rod Rosenstein for being an incompetent Deputy Attorney General. Can you believe this? Can you fucking believe this, for Christ's sake? I mean, is there anybody else that's concerned about this? I mean, this is a rogue Department of Justice, for Christ's sake. Rod Rosenstein, okay, the Deputy the Deputy Attorney General, the guy who is in charge of the Mueller investigation and all this other crap, he threatened to subpoena the members of the House Intelligence Committee. These are people that we elect into office. And you know what's really screwed up? Is that the House Intelligence Committee, folks, has legal authority over the Department of Justice. Let me repeat that one more again. The House Intelligence Committee, who has been trying for the past year to get every document that they could possibly can from the Department of Justice and the FBI relating to this Russia-Trump nonsense, and they've been stonewalling the House Intelligence Committee. I mean, they have been refusing. I'm not joking. The Department of Justice and the FBI have refused the document requests by the House Intelligence Committee. That's why you've got David Nunes. And let me tell you something. Devin Nunes is a fucking American hero. Okay? That's why he's calling for the impeachment of the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, man. I mean, get this guy out of here, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, that's how you're going to respond to being impeached? That you're going to subpoena members of the House Intelligence Committee and their staff? I mean, there's reports that members of the House Intelligence Committee, their staff is comprised of like young college kids, that are either interning or they're getting paid very, very little to comprise, information to keep the goddamn congressman up to date on certain issues, etc. And Rod Rosenstein is threatening to subpoena and look at all these people's information, look at all their private emails, look at all their phones. I mean, good God! Oh, good God, man. You've got to be kidding me, man. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, folks, we need to start demanding justice out here. And what's sad is that where we're seeing the most injustice is at the highest level of our fucking judicial branch. I mean, who's going to arrest Rod Rosenstein? You see, this is why this guy thinks he has the authority to supersede the House Intelligence Committee when he legally does it. He legally does not have the authority to supersede the House Intelligence Committee, but the Department of Justice is acting like it, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, what would happen if this happens? What happens if Rod Rosenstein subpoenas and raids the offices of House Intelligence Committee members, folks? Wouldn't that be a takeover of the legislature? Wouldn't that be a takeover of government? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this threat is a very serious threat, and I think that the majority of the upper brass, including Jeff fucking Stab, Trump, and the back Sessions, should be completely dismissed of their duty and potentially investigated for this nefarious, unconstitutional-like activity that these idiots at the Department of Justice keep practicing in. I mean, I'm not kidding around, man. We need to start demanding that the Department of Justice be cleaned out of corruption. It needs to be completely cleaned out. And if you want my opinion, folks, I think that the FBI should be completely disbanded. All right? I'm not joking around. I think the FBI should be completely eliminated. It should be completely disbanded. How much more illegal activity, how much more political bias do we have to go through, do we have to witness before we start realizing that the FBI does not have the American people's best interest at hand? How much more corruption? How much more? Remember, folks, it was the Department of Justice and the FBI that attempted to usurp the people's vote by throwing this grand bureaucratic conspiracy in an attempt to remove a duly elected president in Donald Trump. when are we going to get justice for these people? And Tucker Carlson actually asked Jeff Sessions about this. He actually asked Jeff Sessions about Rosenstein, and you know what Jeff Sessions said? Well, Mr. Rosenstein, he did not improperly threaten anyone on this occasion. He's been in the Department of Justice for 23 years, and I think that everything's all right. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I feel bad for the president and his nomination for the top cop here, this Jeff Sessions being the Attorney General. What a backstabbing piece of establishment trash Jeff Sessions has turned out to be. I sincerely hope that the reason he's acting like this is because they got something over this man, and, he's pretty much blackmailed or compromised. But even then, grow some balls, Jeff Sessions, for Christ's sake. You're fucking old. You're fucking old. Who cares if you're being compromised? I mean, listen, man. I mean, at this point, I'd be like, you know what? God, bring it on. Bring it on. You think you can scare me? You think you could scare me? In 10 years, I might be in the fucking grave from natural causes. You think you could scare me? But no, he seems too goddamn compromised, and it's fucking pathetic. And I like the legalese language that Jeff Sessions used, too. Well, Mr. Rosenstein, with 23 years in the Department of Justice, did not improperly threaten anyone on that occasion. Did not improperly threaten anyone on that occasion. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm tired of fucking lawyers, aren't you, man? I'm tired of all this legalese talk. I'm tired of it, man. Give me my freaking beer, for heaven's sake. It makes me sick. But once again, folks, we need to start demanding justice at the Department of Justice. This Rod Rosenstein is obviously some crooked to hell type of bureaucrat. You're a quintessential deep stater. I mean, that's what Jeff Sessions said. Rosenstein has been in the goddamn Department of Justice for 23 years. 23 years. Ugh, Jesus Christ, man. And let me tell you something, man. And look, this is what Rosenstein is using as his excuse for subpoenaing or potentially throwing out subpoenas, to the House Intelligence Committee members. He's saying that, well, if you're going to indict me or impeach me, I have the right to be able to defend myself. So if you're going to impeach me, I'm going to make sure that I defend myself and be able to subpoena you and your staff and be able to go through each and every one of your private, detailed information from your computers to your cell phones so I could be able to defend myself. I'm Rod Rosenstein, damn it. I'm the Deputy Attorney General. I deserve respect. That was an outright threat, folks. You know it and I know it. And we need to start demanding justice at the Department of Justice, man. Everybody that's working there now, get them out! Get them the fuck out! They're corrupt, politically biased pieces of trash! Get them out! Are we supposed to legitimately believe that these people are going to give us legitimate justice, for Christ's sake? This is the highest branch of the judicial branch. This is the highest level of the judicial branch. I mean, good God! Jesus! Anyway, I'm going to move on to another subject matter, folks, before I get even more pissed off, but is there going to be any justice at the Department of Justice? Huh? And hey, Devin Nunes and those at the House Intelligence Committee, man, go and pursue the impeachment of Rod Rosenstein, man. All right? Pursue the impeachment of Rod Rosenstein. And if he does subpoena the House Intelligence Committee members, folks, that's a constitutional crisis right there. These sons of bitches are talking about how, the president is going to cause a constitutional crisis. No. The Department of Justice. Rod Rosenstein is going to cause a constitutional crisis by subpoenaing the goddamn House Intelligence Committee, which the House Intelligence Committee has oversight, has legal oversight over the goddamn Department of Justice. I mean, I can't believe this crap. I can't believe that the Department of Justice is able to get away with this crap. Jesus Christ. Man, that's why I keep saying, folks, we have to take politics serious. If we don't take politics serious, asshole deep state bureaucrats like Rod Rosenstein are, I'll tell you that right now. That's why I'm not doing any more of this goddamn troll garbage. And if you're going to be a troll, why don't you be a troll for political purposes, man? Remember when we did the chalkening in 2016, man? That was a major success. Remember Operation Barrel Roll? Major fucking success, man. I mean, I can go on and on. We did a whole bunch of things. That's what you should be doing if you want to troll something. Why don't you troll people for political purposes, for Christ's sake? Remember, America is made for the people and by the people. It's the only country in the world where the people can still elect their leaders. And the proof is in Donald Trump, folks. The proof is in Donald Trump being elected. There were so many Americans that went out and voted for Donald Trump. We were not going to stop. It was an overwhelming amount of people that they couldn't pull the wool over our eyes and pretend that, no, Hillary Clinton actually won the election. Bullshit. They had to crack under the pressure of the people. Why do you think that they have comprised this grand conspiracy theory, this Russia-Trump nonsense, in an attempt to remove a duly elected president? Why do you think they did that? Because the people still have the power in America, folks. We just have to assert our power. We just have to assert our power. That's all we have to do. And speaking of asserting power, did you hear what's happening in California, folks? This is actually on the ballot in 2018 in November, okay? On the ballot in 2018, a proposition to split the state into 3 different areas. Like 3 different states altogether. I'm not joking. Now, what's going to happen here is that the 3 states that are going to be separated, there's going to be a Northern California, which comprises of San Francisco, Sacramento, all the way up to the northern border of California. Then you're going to have Southern California, which, you know, comprises everything all the way south to San Diego. And then you're going to have regular California, which is just going to comprise Los Angeles and 6 counties. I mean, this is actually on the ballot in California. I mean, if at any other time we need meme warfare in California, we need it now. Are you kidding me? I mean, for you trolls out there want to do something politically significant, by God, start frying up the meme wars and making sure that California separates, all right? I'm not kidding around. Start throwing it around and making sure that California separates. Because that would be a great day in American electorate history. Because lest we forget, folks, the reason that California has so many electorates in the Electoral College is because of their populations in their densely populated cities. It's not the fact that the whole state has a vast amount of population. It's the population of the cities. So if we were able to break up California into 3 different areas, that puts the complete kibosh on any goddamn California liberal electoral sweep. This is all about the Electoral College, folks. This would benefit conservatives, Republicans, capitalists for the next 50 years. Because if you want my personal opinion, I think that there's enough electorates in the Northern California area to go pure Republican. Same thing with Southern California as well. It's the only thing that's going to still go liberal is dumbass Los Angeles and the 6 counties that are going to be considered regular California. So yeah, folks, I mean that's pretty exciting, man. I mean, I would love to see California broken up into 3, wouldn't you? I mean, wouldn't you, for Christ's sake? And like I said, LA is only going to be LA in 6 counties. That's going to be California. The vast lands in the north is going to be called Northern California. There's vast lands in the south are going to be called Southern California. That'll be so great, folks. I mean, I would love to see the shock on the California faces of people. What? We're splitting up? What are you talking about? We're splitting up our state? No, dude. I don't want to be a part of Southern California, dude. I want to be a part of regular California, dude. Cowabunga, dude. Oh, man, that is great. I got to take a sip of beer on that one, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is actually on the ballot for 2018 this November, baby. That's why I'm talking about the meme wars. I'm calling on all the meme warriors. It's time to start making some breakup California memes, baby. Woo! I can't wait. Let me go ahead and take another swig of this beer. Man, I love German beers. I'm telling you, I hope the EU comes to its senses. I'll tell you that right damn now. Anyway, let me continue on here. Once again, California on the ballot, 2018 November, to split up the state into 3 different states. Northern California, Southern California, and regular California. Of course, regular California will just consist of Los Angeles and 6 other counties. That's it. Let's see if we can make it happen, huh? Let's see if we can make this son of a bitch happen. I don't know why I'm so giddy about it, but just seeing the left out there on the West Coast eat itself is just something very gratifying to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm smiling right now knowing that California is going to be broken up. And you know something? That's going to be very, very good for the Electoral College, like I said before. It's going to give the right wing a benefit in the Electoral College. So, man, I'm looking forward to this, all right? Everybody who's in California, vote just to break up. Vote break up. Vote break up in 2018. Vote break up. Woo! Anyway, folks, I just can't believe it. I mean, I want California to break up. I'm sorry. I want you all to break up. I want to see your faces. I want to see the California faces. Like, so, dude, what do you mean I'm not in California anymore, dude? I'm in what? Southern California, dude? Dude, I've got California, written on my arm on a tattoo, dude. Well, tough titty! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this is funny, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get back to some serious topics here. Let's talk about another subject, all right? Now, did y'all read here that 1/3 of Americans are taking medications that could cause depression? 1/3 of Americans are taking medication that could cause depression. And I'm not talking about psychotropic drugs, folks, all right? I'm not talking about psychotropic drugs. I'm talking about regular, everyday medications that are causing depression unbeknownst to the people that are actually taking them. Now, let me name off some of these medications that are actually causing depression. Birth control pills. That's causing depression? No kidding. I mean, if you want my personal opinion, have you seen those YouTube videos or those memes in which they show a side-by-side of some chick before feminism and after feminism? I think a lot of those transitions, if you really look at those women, like the before and after feminism thing, if you take a look at their faces after feminism, their faces look completely different, like physically. Like there's a physical internal metamorphosis of their face. And I think it has a lot to do, if you want my personal opinion, with birth control. I also think, if you want my opinion, that birth control is having a lot to do, in my opinion, of course, having a lot to do with the strokes that are happening to women that are under the age of 35. Have you all heard about the epidemic of women having strokes under the age of 35? I think it has a lot to do with birth control. I think we need to study birth control and the true effects it's having on women. I mean, this ain't your mama's birth control, boy. I mean, now they're putting all kinds of shit. Remember Yaz? Remember that fucking birth control? I don't know if it was a pill, a sponge, a butt plug. I don't know what the hell it was. But Yaz is now, I see it on lawyer commercials. Did you take Yaz and now have cervical cancer? Well, call law offices of Smith fucking Sheckelstein Noseberg, and we'll be making sure to give you a cash reward for taking... I mean, this is what I'm talking about. So once again, what we're talking about is 1/3 of Americans are taking medications that could cause depression that are not psychotropic drugs. Not psychotropic drugs. We talked about birth control being one of them. Let's go to the next one. Blood pressure medication. Blood pressure medication could be making people depressed. This is another side effect of certain medications in the blood pressure medication arena. Heart medication. Oh, good God, man. What are you supposed to do? Your heart is barely going. You're trying to pop some pills so your ticker could just keep you alive for just another day or two, and now it's making you depressed to be alive? What the fuck is this crap? What is this garbage? Come on, man. Heart medication. Proton pump inhibitors. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know. Maybe I'm not old enough yet, or not. I'm not an old enough windbag yet to get one. But proton pump inhibitors are also a factor to getting depression. Antacids, which is a new one. I didn't know antacids could potentially mess with your brain chemistry. I was unaware of this. I mean, luckily I don't pop antacids very often unless I have to, man. Unfortunately, I've got acid reflux, I've got ulcers. I'm a drinker, I'm a smoker, so you know what I mean. I have a few internal problems, to say the least. I don't pop antacids like they're going out of style, but I'll occasionally do it. Is this really causing freaking depression, for Christ's sake? These are drugs outside of psychotropic drugs that are causing depression, folks. This is out of a medical journal, for Christ's sake. And last but not least, what is causing depression in 1/3 of Americans out here? Painkillers. Oh yeah, we can pretty much write that to the bank, man. Painkillers are bad news, folks. They are bad news. Vicodin, OxyContin. We all know about those. And what's really an odd statistic that I read today? Did you know that 120 people a day commit suicide in America? 120 people a day commit suicide in America. Now, as I've always stated, folks, I personally believe that a lot of this suicidal kind of epidemic of not just being suicidal, but homicidal and suicidal. A lot of these people that are shooting up mass crowds in schools and all that nonsense. I have always made the suggestion that I personally believe that psychotropic drugs are a major contributing factor to this phenomena of people that are going out killing people and then killing themselves. Okay? But now, because of this new report, I guess it's not just exclusive to psychotropic drugs anymore, huh? Now we got to worry about birth control, blood pressure medication, heart medication, proton pump inhibitors, antacid, and painkillers for potentially causing us depression. Folks, I'm telling you, I am so sick of the pharmaceutical companies, man. They make me sick, all right? Literally, they're making you sick as well. I don't know if you know that, but they're also making you sick. We have to stop the pharmaceutical company, folks. And want to know why it's such a hard thing to do? Because they're the biggest contributors to the assholes in Washington, D.C. And that's why these pharmaceutical companies, they're untouchable. They're untouchable. They are completely untouchable. You can't mess with the pharmaceutical companies, folks. Let me give you a case in point. Y'all remember Martin Shkreli? Now, Martin Shkreli, he's a pretty much of a genius kid, okay? This is a guy who started a hedge fund, made a humongous amount of money on that hedge fund, okay? And he sold off his interest on that hedge fund, or at least most of it, but unfortunately, he used some of the revenues from that hedge fund to purchase this one pharmaceutical company. And because of that discrepancy, they used that against him later on. But let me explain what happened, okay? He made so much money on his his hedge fund. It wasn't a crypto hedge fund. It was a stock hedge fund. He made so much money on his hedge fund that he bought a pharmaceutical company and forced his way into the pharmaceutical table. And what he did, folks, is that he was going to use old medications that are sparsely used, like the infamous AIDS medication that they claimed he was heartless and up in the price 1,000% and all this other nonsense. Let me explain to you what he was doing, okay? What he was doing was this. He purchased that AIDS medication, which is used on 1% of AIDS cases. 1%. I don't even think it's 1%. He bought the rights to that drug, and yeah, he upped the price 1,000%, but the reason he did that was because of the current way our healthcare system is constructed. Now, what is happening in our healthcare system is that hospitals and other medical facilities have to have these types of drugs on hand just in case they have some kind of a patient with these ailments. And what he did was he purposely took this one age drug that cost 74 cents, and I guess he charged it up to $1,000 or whatever it is a pill. Now, he did that with the intention of the the hospitals, the physicians. He did that for them to purchase it at $1,000 a pill. But in actuality, they are not the ones purchasing it. They're utilizing their insurance companies. They're utilizing their insurance companies to pay for it. And, folks, that's the biggest scam in America today, in American pharmaceuticals today. You understand? The pharmaceutical companies are making billions off of forcing hospitals to pay an exuberant amount of money for these medications. And they can do it without any of the consumer knowing about it because of this whole goddamn healthcare scheme. And you see, that's what Shkreli was trying to do. What he was doing, he was buying up some of these sparsely used medications, upping the price on them because he knows that these insurance companies, these hospitals, they had to have these medications on hand. So he knew he was going to get paid from these people. Now, for those folks that, quote, needed the drug because they needed to live, Shkreli said, hey, give me a call. I'll give you the drug for 70 cents. I'll give it to you personally. But what I'm trying to do is use the system of the insurance company on how they purchase pharmaceuticals so that I can gain profit and use that profit for research and development to make even better drugs and better drugs that are actually going to cure people, etc. Now, folks, once Martin Shkreli started doing this and implementing this strategy, the pharmaceutical company got so scared of this brat, this autistic brat, that they sent the Department of Justice after him. And what did he get charged for, folks? He got charged for, using some of the money that was supposedly legally in the crypto, I keep saying fucking crypto, in the hedge fund. All right, he used some of the money that was in the hedge fund without, legally giving it to himself on paper, some bullshit, and then transferred it into his new operation in pharmaceuticals, which broke some SEC bullshit rule. And y'all remember, he was under investigation. They were going to take him to court. There was a lot. I mean, he had a pending trial, etc. He had a pending trial. And as a result, the rest is history. I mean, this guy flipped out a little bit. I mean, once he flipped out, remember, I don't know what the hell his problem was. This guy wanted to try to get a piece of Hillary Clinton's hair or some kind of crap. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back because the guy was just, he was out of his gourd. He was out of his mind. You know what I mean? So they ended up taking him to jail because he wanted to, he wanted to get pieces of Hillary Clinton's hair, and they threw him in jail, and he's been in jail ever since. He got sentenced. I think he got sentenced to, 4 or 5 years? And, folks, to be honest with you, I don't think he deserved to go to prison. I think that, the whole stress factor of going and this trial and under investigation, and I mean, it got to him. In my personal opinion, I think this guy was just in over his head. He thought he was going to be able to. He thought he was going to be able to, muscle his way into the pharmaceutical company, and he didn't realize the pharmaceutical company is a tight game, man. I mean, they don't just let anybody into the pharmaceutical game whatsoever. But the only reason I brought up the Shkreli situation, folks, is just to show you how much goddamn power the pharmaceutical companies have. I mean, they could send their goons at you at any time. And who are their goons? The Department of Justice, man. I mean, the government. Remember, these are the biggest campaign contributors to the Washington, D.C. swamp. So, of course, you're going to have these guys send the Department of Justice after a potential competitor, because that's what Shkreli was. Let's be honest. He was a goddamn competitor to the pharmaceutical game, and they didn't want him to be a competitor. And, folks, aside from them taking you out as a competitor via legal or via the Department of Justice or sending the government after you, folks, if you want my opinion, they'll take you out through murder. Are y'all familiar with the Shermans that were murdered in their own home in Canada? If y'all aren't familiar with the Shermans, look them up. They were a generic pharmaceutical manufacturing operation in Canada, the Shermans, meaning that they were undercutting everybody in the pharmaceutical market, everybody, by providing generic alternatives to some of the major medications. And they were making lots and lots of money. Unfortunately, they weren't a part of the pharmaceutical club. And because they weren't a part of the pharmaceutical club, if you want my personal opinion, folks, that's why the Shermans ended up getting murdered in their home with no suspects in sight. Okay? And as a matter of fact, those murders are still unsolved. So I'm just telling you, folks, that the pharmaceutical companies are not a joke. Okay? How do we stop them? Well, that's where we as the people have to galvanize all of our psyches, all of our perceptions, and realize that the pharmaceutical companies aren't our friends. These people use us as guinea pigs, use us as a means of a cash cow resource, or I should say lab rat or guinea pig resource. And what we should do is demand that the government, if the government is going to regulate anything, why don't we regulate pharmaceuticals, for heaven's sake? And this is how you regulate pharmaceuticals. You just make an easy law, a quick law that states the following, okay? If you are going to create a pharmaceutical, it has to cure something, all right? I mean, if you're going to create a pharmaceutical, it has to cure something. And if it doesn't cure anything, then you can't legally sell it on the market. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, I think that would solve a lot of the problems out here that you have in the pharmaceutical abuse market, to say the least. And not to mention all these side effects. You know, oh yeah, you can take this, but you'll have side effects of headaches and brain aches and anal leakage. And I mean, give me a goddamn break, man. Good God. Anyway, folks, once again, let me go over this one more time, all right? All right, 1/3 of Americans are taking meds that could cause depression, and it's not psychotropic drugs, all right? It's birth control pills, it's blood pressure medication, heart medication, proton pump inhibitors, and acids and painkillers. All right, all these medications have been linked to causing depression. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? That's why I'm so critical. That's why I'm so critical of damn pharmaceutical companies, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, don't you think that would be a hell of a law? I mean, you can't produce a damn pharmaceutical unless it cures something? I mean, what was the last thing that pharmaceutical companies have cured? What was the last thing? Can you remember? Except flaccid penises that can't get erections? I mean, that's the last thing it cured. That's the last thing it's cured, for Christ's sake, man. Flaccid penises that can't get erections. I mean, good God. I mean, what good is curing cancer if men can't get rock-hard penises, right? I mean, right? Am I right? I mean, what good is curing cancer if guys can't get rock-hard-ons? They can't get the big-ass boner anymore. Jesus Christ, man, give me a break. Freaking wake up, man. Wake up. Anyway, let me move on. All right, let's do some international. As a matter of fact, we're already 10 minutes in, to the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in with me. Before I get started on anything else, please, folks, spread this show link around like wildfire. This is the straight political dope. This is pure capitalism. No more mental retardation, autism, none of that garbage anymore. This is a damn show that you're going to be proud to suggest to other people and not be embarrassed. All right, not be embarrassed. So once again, spread this show link around like wildfire, baby. Go to the forums. Go to the blog posts. Go to the chat rooms. Go everywhere and spread this show link around like wildfire, baby, all right? Because this show is purely organic. Purely organic. Purely organic. And by the way, folks, follow me on my only social media representation on the internet today, and that's on Gab, folks. And if you don't have a Gab account, well then, by God, get one, all right? Gab is the last bastion of freedom of speech and social media today, all right? You can get yourself there. Excuse me, man. I'm drinking German beer here. Excuse me. It is the last bastion of freedom of speech. You can get there by typing in your browser gab.ai. Once again, that's gab.ai. And you can follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And once again, I want to say what's going on to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on, baby? You know I'm going to be kicking in the True Capitalist Radio chat room after this broadcast. So if you want to come kick it back with us, well then, by God, all you got to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and hit the subscribe button for premium content, all right? That's all you got to do. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, give me a private message on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name so I can give you a personal invitation to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast chat room. You know how it is. All kinds of internet tomfoolery going on in there. Anyway, before I get on with the broadcast, let's go ahead and, I'm going to continue drinking beer here. I'm drinking this big-ass mug. It's got 2 beers in it. I'm almost done with it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm telling you. I love beer. Let's drink beer. It makes my mind clear. Takes me away from here. Oh, let's get beer. I like that song. Anyway, let's move on, folks. Now that we're in the third and final hour, let's go to the next subject matter on the agenda. We're going to go a little international. We're talking about Germany, folks. Let's talk a little bit about Germany. That's right. Angela Merkel. I am Angela Merkel, and I am the Fourth Reich. I have taken over entire Europe. I am Angela Merkel. I have taken over out of Europe. We're going to talk a little bit about Germany. Germany, folks, did you hear what they're going to do out there in Germany? Let me tell you what they're going to do, okay? Now, I didn't know that Germany had a cultural council. Did y'all hear about this? Well, anyway, Germany's Cultural Council calls for far right-wing shows to be pulled off of radio and TV in Germany, huh? Oh! I mean, these freaking Eurocucks, man! These freaking Eurocucks! Are y'all just gonna sit there and allow this totalitarianism to happen to you, Eurocucks? You're just gonna sit there? I mean, good God! You've gotta be kidding me! Let me repeat that one more again, and just in case you didn't hear it. Germany's Cultural Council calls for far-right shows to be pulled off of radio and TV. Oh, my God, these fucking I mean, Jesus Christ, man. And they're just going to allow this to happen, man? I mean, Germany's just going to sit back and just allow this? I mean, they've allowed these Yehudis to come into their goddamn country and rape their women and pillage their land. I guess why not, huh? Why not just take out freedom of speech while we're at it, for heaven's sake? And speaking of which, the reason that the Germans' Cultural Council has called for far right-wing shows to be pulled off the radio and TV is because of the following, okay? political shows put negative focus on Islam and it erodes social cohesion. I don't know, that was a bad German accent. Anyway, it says the political shows put, quote, a negative focus on Islam and erodes social cohesion. So because of that explanation, the German Cultural Council calls for far right-wing shows to be pulled off the air. Jesus Christ, man. What's going on here, man? What's going on? Especially you Eurocucks. What's going on over there? Come on, Europe! Come on, Europe! Come on and raise up! Raise the fuck up already, man! Don't let the European Union force your goddamn culture into the halls of antiquity! Raise up! Come on and raise up, Europe! Damn it! Good God! And by the way, you know that this show has been banned by the EU. I have been given screenshots in which I've got people from the European Union attempting to go to ghost.report, and they just can't do it. That it's prohibited. That the only Germans and only Euros that I get now are those that listen to me via VPN, virtual private network. Man, wow. Wow, man. I can't believe... I mean, Jesus Christ, Euros, man. Please, man. God damn it. Come on and raise up. Come on and raise up, for Christ's sake, man. Give me a freaking beer, for Christ's sake. But no, the German Cultural Council says the far right must be pulled off the air because of the negative focus of Islam and it erodes its social cohesion. Jesus Christ, man. Can you believe this? This is Germany, huh? This is totalitarian Eurocuckism, for heaven's sake. Eurocuckism at its finest. God damn it, European Union. I'm talking all the nations of the European Union. Come on and raise up! What else do you have left? What kind of goddamn culture are you going to have left if you do nothing? Raise up! Come on and raise up, Europe! God damn it! Come on and raise up! Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on and raise up, Europe, man. Don't let these goddamn communists erase your cultures, man. Have some integrity for yourselves. But no, German Cultural Council calls for far right-wing shows to be pulled off of the TV and the radio because, quote, political shows put negative focus on Islam and erode social cohesion. Jeez. Good Christ, man. I'm telling you, know what? I don't even know what to say to that, for Christ's sake. I mean, the only thing I can say is that... you piece of crap! Makes me sick! Come on and raise up, you piece of crap! Freaking raise up for your cultures! Raise up for your history! God damn it! I'm an American and I'm telling you Eurocucks to raise up! I'm an American and I'm not taking one bit of gratification seeing Europe completely degrade itself, completely fall under this refugee invasion. I mean, speaking of which, have you heard what's going on in the UK, for Christ's sake? There's been a complete media ban on the protests, the massive protests that are happening in the UK right now. And the reason that there's massive protests is because of the arrest of Tommy Robinson. That's right, folks, the activist out there in England. Tommy Robinson was arrested, and he has now been sentenced to, I believe, 9 months in prison. Man, I'm telling you, Tommy Robinson's in some big trouble, folks, because he has recently been transferred to a maximum security prison that has an emphasis on Muslim gangs. I mean, there's Muslim gangs that are 70% of the population of the prison that they are sending Tommy Robinson to. And what makes this scary is that he's probably going to end up dead. I mean, I don't want that to happen, but he's probably going to end up dead. Now, do you think that this is somehow a coincidence, folks? Or do you think that there's some kind of political motive, huh? I'm sure you know that there's a political motive. I'm sure you know. But let's talk about that political motive. Why are they purposely arresting Tommy Robinson? Why are they media banning not only Tommy Robinson's arrest and his imprisonment, but what Tommy Robinson was covering? Why are they stopping it? Why are they having a media ban? Because, folks, take a look at who is the Britain Home Secretary. None other than a Muslim. A Muslim by the name of Sajid Javid. Sajid Javid is behind the Tommy Robinson transfer to this dangerous prison, okay? Now, this is by a woman by the name of Christina Lalia. She's the writer of this article out of the unfortunate Gateway Pundit, but it's report Britain's new Muslim Home Secretary Sajid Javid behind Tommy Robinson's transfer to the dangerous prison. I mean, and let me tell you, this maximum security prison has 71% Muslim population. So Tommy Robinson is in a very precarious situation. And listen, there has been non-stop protest for Tommy Robinson. You just haven't seen it on the mainstream media because the mainstream media has completely blacked out the Tommy Robinson situation. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up, folks, is because this is how totalitarian the Eurocucks are getting. Now, what is it, and I hate to keep repeating this, but what is it about Islam that forces these governments in Europe to capitulate to their will? What is it about Islam that makes these Eurocuck governments go to their knees and just oblige whatever it is that Islam wants to do within their own geographic political area? What is it? What is it? It's violence, folks. Violence. Now, I'm not trying to advocate violence, folks, but you people in Europe, I don't think that you all have a choice. I mean, you have had so much of an onslaught of totalitarianism, especially after Brexit. You notice, especially in the UK, after Brexit, totalitarianism has just completely overloaded itself on the goddamn government, for heaven's sake. I mean, I can't believe this. I mean, this is why the government is bowing down to Islam, folks, because of violence. When is it going to be time for Europeans to start raising up and doing a little bit of violence of their own? And let me tell you, your Europeans are in your moral and ethical position to commit violence on whether it's Islam or those that brought in the Islamic problem to plague your countries to begin with. And I think that you are at a point where you have no choice, Europe. You have no choice but to show your disdain for the policies that have been enforced upon you by showing your disdain through the same violence that the Islamic Jihadis continuously and habitually implement on you, on us, and on the rest of the Western civilized world. I mean, can you give me another explanation why these countries are bowing down to such Islamic butchery, savagery, and terrorism? Because they're violent. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, you people in Europe, unless you're going to stand up and do something, then your country's gone. your countries, your identities, your culture, your history, your architecture, everything that your cultures have contributed to this world is gone. And you want to know why the European Union wants that to happen? Because the European Union is a communist idea, folks. They want to eliminate the culture. They want to eliminate religion. They want to eliminate the family. They want the state to be the family. They want the state to be the bearer of all decisions. And that's exactly the way the European Union is positioning itself in each and every one of your lives. Now, unless you people in Europe get off your goddamn cuckery high horse and start implementing the same type of violence that Islam is implementing on your country, then you are going to be a lost cause. You are going to be read about in the history books as civilizations that used to do something but are no longer in existence. Because what do you think this whole refugee crisis situation is all about anyway? It's an ethnically cleansing situation, isn't it? They're trying to ethnically cleanse all of Europe. That's why they have no problem with these Muslims raping women all over Europe. They have no problem doing it. No problem. The authorities don't even arrest these people. Did you hear in Germany that they're telling women, well, don't dress scantily clad. Don't go out there in a short skirt because you're asking for it. I'm not kidding around, folks. This is what Europe has turned itself into. And it's up to Europe on whether or not it cares about its continuity, about its culture, about its people, or not. And once again, free Tommy Robinson, because aside from his arrest being unjust, he is the only man out of the UK that has put himself, his life, his neck on the line in an attempt to save his country. Now, I know that there are a lot of Europeans, a lot of people in the UK that think that Tommy Robinson is the low-grade or working-class member of your society, and many of you high-browed Brits out there don't want this man representing you and your criticisms on the world stage. But by God, well, where the hell are you at? Where the hell are the people that are supposed to be, oh, I'm Britain and I'm proper and I'm against the Islamic invasion of my country? Where are all of you at? Where are all the people in all the other European Union countries? Where are you all at? Are you all just going to allow these Yehudis to take over your goddamn whole European continent? Are you just going to allow these people that are governing you to just use you as nothing more than guinea pigs to this goddamn communist experiment, Europe? Jesus Christ, wake up, man! I mean, America woke up, folks. America woke up, and let me tell you, we are so politically woke, we will never go to sleep again. Ever. Ever! So anyway, as I was stating, Germany's Cultural Council calls for far right-wing shows to be pulled off of the TV and the radio because political shows put a negative focus on Islam, which erodes social cohesion. Once again, we got to bow to the Islamists. That's what they said in Germany. We got to bow to the Islamists. It erodes social cohesion. Not like their terrorist acts and rapings and all this other shit that they do. Not that ruins social cohesion. No. It's what the citizenry does that ruins social cohesion. Can't you all understand this? This is why I'm glad that this transition that America was going through during Obama into socialism has completely stopped and has been reversed by Donald Trump. Because this is what the Democrats preach, folks, in our country. The Democrats, when do they come out? When do they become most vocal? When do they become most politically active, these Democrats? Whenever there's somebody who's an illegal immigrant or a criminal, that's when they stand up. That's when they start getting vocal. That's it. Haven't you noticed that, folks? The only time Democrats get vocal is with immigrants and criminals. Immigrants and criminals. That's what they're doing right now in the UK. That's what they're doing right now in the EU. Who are the EU and the UK authorities standing up for? Immigrants and criminals! That's the basis of the left! That's the basis of the left. That's why in 2018 we can't afford to elect any of these godless Democrats. We can't afford to elect these anti-American leftist Democrats. We can't afford it. That's why this 2018 election is so goddamn important. That's why I'm trying to take this show dead serious, damn it. That's why I'm trying to take this show dead serious. This is a serious situation. Politics is serious business. That's why I'm trying to tell you folks. That's why this show has taken a serious turn. And whether you're with me or against me, it doesn't matter. I'm serious. I'm politically serious. I'm never going to take my eye off of the political ball anymore. And not to mention, I want Americans to be serious, and not just Americans. I want people of the world to be serious. I want people of the world to know that capitalism is the true essence of freedom. And whether or not you live in a society that's capitalist, that's right, I'm talking to you in other countries. You can be the vote in the machine that creates capitalism in your country. You can be a pivotal person into bringing in capitalism to your country. That's why I'm calling on you all over the world. Become a capitalist. Spread capitalism. It's the true essence of freedom. It's the true essence of freedom. And I'm calling on all of you all over the world. Let's all spread capitalism together! Together! You're damn right. You're goddamn right. Let me go ahead and take another swig of this beer. I'm sorry, folks. I get excited, man. I get excited. Why do you think I'm doing the show for free now? I'm doing this show for free because I want to make each and every one of you capitalists, man. Because each and every one of you, if you become a success, each and every one of you, if you become an important member of your civilization, of your society, then you made my life worth living. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'm dedicated to a higher purpose, folks. Don't get me wrong, I'm a capitalist. I like drinking. I like living lavish. I like eating 3-inch thick cut T-bone porterhouse steaks. I like the finer things in life. But sometimes you got to live for something. You got to live for something higher than yourself. You got to dedicate yourself to a higher purpose than yourself. And that's what I'm doing by this broadcast. By conducting this broadcast, I'm dedicating myself to a higher purpose. I am using my energy, my sweat, my knowledge in an attempt to spread capitalism throughout the world, folks. Throughout the entire goddamn world. And let me tell you something else. I get people getting my stream from all over the world now. Now that I'm in charge of my own stream, and this is my own independent operation, I get to look at the logs. And I get to see I have people listening to me from all over the fucking world, man. From countries I couldn't even imagine. And I thank each and every one of you for listening. And all I hope that you all are listening to me and gathering from this goddamn broadcast is capitalism. Wanting to be a capitalist. Anyway, folks, let me tell you something. I'm sorry I'm going off keister. I'm sorry I sound like a capitalist fanatic. But I am. Because capitalism gave me everything in my life, folks. If I was in socialism, and if I was in communism, I would be a piece of trash. I would have never have accomplished anything. I would have had no opportunity. I was born into nothing. But because of capitalism, and because of my ambition, my skills, my creativity, my will, I made things happen. I made things happen. I ran from the bottom. That's what I did. And that's what you should do too. And like I said, the only thing that's going to change your life, the only thing that's going to give you what you want, The only thing that's going to make your life the way you want to make it is you. So why not become a capitalist? I promise you, I said this at the beginning of the show, and I'll say it again. You take one step towards capitalism, capitalism will take 2 steps towards you. I promise you, I'm speaking to you from personal experience. Capitalism is what created the greatest parts of my life. And I want you to do it as well. I want you to have the ability to be able to carve out your own destiny. I want you to have the ability to be able to captivate and capture opportunity and seize upon it. That's why I do this broadcast, folks. That's why I do this broadcast. Anyway, let me calm down a little bit here. Let me go ahead. Let me get some more beer. That's right, baby. Let's get some more goddamn beer going on here. Hell yeah. Let me tell you something. Sorry, folks, I got to get. I'm getting some beers going on here, but the bottom line is the reason I can drink beer on such a frequent basis, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, is because it's such a capitalistically vulgar display of power. Because as I stated, all I'm doing is drinking money. That money, look, here's look, every one of my 12 packs of this German beer, it costs about $25 to $27 a 12 pack. I drink about 15 beers, 12 to 15 beers of this shit a day. And I also take shots in between it too, like 2 or 3, 4 shots in between all that. But the reason I do it is because I can. I mean, I'm not trying to self-medicate myself or, I'm trying to forget about shit I can't forget about. Bullshit. All of the inner circle, the True Capitalist Radio chat room, they all know I don't drink until after about 8:30, 8:45. And, I drink until I pass out. This is the way it is. And you know what? Here's dollars right here. Here's about $1.50 about to go down the gullet right here. Never to be seen again. That's so capitalistically vulgar. All right. I've had enough good time. Let me get to the last freaking subject matters of the broadcast. Now, we were talking about Germany's Cultural Council calling for far right-wing shows to be pulled off the television and off of the radio out there in Germany. They're saying that political shows that are on the right, all right, put a negative focus on Islam and erode social cohesion. Now, even though all of Euro seems to be cucking, all right, even though all the damn Euro seems to be cucking, we have like a little shining light at the end of the Euro cuck tunnel. And that shining light is Italy, baby. Italy. Did y'all hear Based Italy? Aside from Based Italy wanting to leave the European Union, there was a refugee migrant ferry that was, perusing around the Mediterranean. And they attempted to dock at first in the island of Malta. And Malta said, "Get the fuck out of here. Get out. We don't want you. Get out of here." And then they tried to dock in Italy. And Italy told them, Baffandu, Baffandu, fuck you, get out of here, you Mulignans. You Mulignan, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you in Italia. Get the fuck out of here, up your ass, up your ass. And as a result, Italy rejected also this ferry with 629 migrants, mostly Somalian-looking migrants, but migrants nonetheless. And instead of them docking in Italy, Based Italy said, "Get the fuck out of here, go to Spain. Spain will go hook you up. Us Italia, we don't want none of you. We stick a cannoli up your asshole, You Molignante, Baffandu, up your asshole." And they rejected that 629 migrant-filled ferry and sent it along its way to Spain. And guess what? Spain actually let these 629 migrants in, and now all of the EU is shit-talking Italy. I mean, they're calling Italy inhumane. They're calling it the new racism of Europe. I mean, they're going all out because Italy did not want this migrant ferry to dock in its freaking spaghetti-eating country, for Christ's sake. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Based Italy, for Christ's sake, man. Based fucking Italy. I mean, did you hear about France? They criticized Italy for rejecting the 629 migrant ferry. Did you hear what France's response was to Italy rejecting that ferry? Oh, Italy, you need to rethink your cynical stance on the migrants, because over here in the EU, yes, we love migrants, We take our migrants and we put them in the streets, yes. We put them in our country, and we want to make them a part of the European Union, yes. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, how the hell can France talk any garbage to Italy? Have you seen the streets of Paris, folks? Have you happened to see the streets of Paris? It ain't Casa fucking Blanca anymore. I'll tell you that right damn now, all right? It ain't the fucking city of romance anymore. All you've got to do is a YouTube search, Paris streets, 2017, 2018. That's all you got to do. And take a look at the technocratic third world country that Paris now looks like, or the city, I should say, now looks like. I mean, there's Somalians, there's Yehudis, they're camped out on the sidewalks. The whole place smells like piss and shit. I mean, it's a disease hole. It's horrible, folks. It's horrible. All because these damn Eurocucks allow these refugees and these refugees to come into their goddamn country with open arms. And now they're in a precarious situation because they don't know how to take care of these pricks. I mean, goddamn, man. How are you going to allow a bunch of third world people into your first world nation by the millions, and then they have no way to make themselves assimilate to the goddamn nation itself? They're uneducated. A lot of these people are living in the fucking 12th century. A lot of these people don't even know about central plumbing. They don't even know about how to use a toilet. All right? I mean, a lot of these got Somalians, these fucking Somalians. You know what they do? They just fucking pop a squat, They pull down their pants, pop a squat, take a crap, and that's it. And they just leave that crap for somebody else to deal with. I'm not kidding! This is happening in schools, in public education. You know that, folks? Why don't you ask your child if they have a Somalian in their school, and whether or not the Somalians are out there and taking craps in the middle of the hallway, or taking pisses in the middle of the hall. I'm not joking, folks. This is actually happening. Why? Because, it's a humanitarian situation. Jesus Christ. Get them the hell out of here, for Christ's sake, man. And I'm glad Donald Trump is starting to realize that if we don't have a border, we don't have a country. And haven't you noticed all the massive amount of deportations that are happening here in the United States? I'm loving it. I am so loving it, for Christ's sake. Did you hear about that one asshole who delivered pizza to some army base or something? And as he tried to get on the army base, you know how you try to get on an army base, you got to show ID, you got to do all this shit. He didn't have ID. They realized he was an illegal immigrant, and they arrested him, and they attempted to deport him back to wherever the fuck he was from. I mean, how long have you been here? How long have you taken advantage of American freedom and yet have not made one fucking attempt? Not made one fucking attempt to become an American citizen. Not one attempt. Not one attempt. Jesus Christ. Anyway, once again, Italy and Malta refuse a ferry filled with 629 migrants, and they direct it right to Spain. And Spain, of course, is accepting these people. Is Spain going to be the next hellhole with nothing but a bunch of migrants all over the streets like they are in Germany and France and Sweden and all the other places in the EU, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not even joking. All right? I'm not even kidding around. I mean, it's just... it seems like sometimes I'm talking till I'm blue in the goddamn face. Anyway, last but not least, folks, I want to talk a little bit about Iraq. That's right. I want to talk a little bit about Iraq. Now, you all heard many shows back that Muqtada al-Sadr, the infamous Shiite cleric that the United States had tried to kill throughout the whole tenure of our Iraqi engagement. And unfortunately here recently, Muqtada al-Sadr recently won the leadership position of Iraq. So the Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr, who we were trying to kill, who we couldn't find, and when we cut and run, when Obama pulled us out of Iraq, Muqtada al-Sadr just basically took over the whole damn country. All right? Took over the whole damn country. Now, an interesting thing that Muqtada al-Sadr has said here recently is that Muqtada al-Sadr says that the Jews that once comprised 2% of the population of Iraq are welcome to return to Iraq. What the fuck? What? What? I mean, that's out of left field, for Christ's sake, because lest we forget, Muqtada al-Sadr, this cleric, this Shiite cleric, he's supposed to be very close with Iran. And lest we forget, Iran has been deaf to Israel. Israel has been bombing Iranian positions. I mean, there's a potential war going on between Israel and Iran. And here you've got the Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr saying that Jews can return back to Iraq. And he's saying this now because he is certain that ISIS has been completely eliminated within Iraq's borders. So that's why he's inviting the Jews back to Iraq. And let me tell you, there was a big exodus of Jews in Iraq back in the 1950s to the 1960s. And many of them went to Israel and in other areas in diaspora. And lest we forget, we had this whole Iraqi war situation, and then we had ISIS come in, killing Christians. I mean, it was just a bad situation. Now that, I guess, the Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr and the Iraqi government have everything under control now they want the Jews to come back to Iraq. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this up, for Christ's sake, man. And is any Jew going to take this guy up on his offer, for Christ's sake? I mean, seriously. Is any Jewish person going to be like, you know what, I think I'm going to go back to the old stomping grounds, you know? I feel like going back to the old stomping grounds in Iraq. You know, that's what I feel like doing. Oh, man. I can't believe this. I mean, remember, we were trying to kill Muqtada al-Sadr throughout our whole engagement in Iraq, and we could not kill him. Now this guy's leading the country, and he's shocking the world, for Christ's sake. He's even shocking me. He's even shocking me. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more subjects to talk about, folks. Did you hear that Congress plans to ban, and it's fucking ironic that we're talking about this now, considering the whole situation that happened at the beginning of the show. Congress plans to move to ban sex child robots favored by pedophiles. Thank God. All right? Thank God. I mean, you all heard that conversation that I had with that sick autist pedophile at the beginning of the broadcast, right? I mean, you heard how he said that the laws were wrong and how drawing, sexualized cartoon children is art and all this crap, right? Y'all heard that. If y'all didn't, go back to the goddamn beginning of the broadcast and listen to it for your goddamn self. But thank God Congress is now planning to ban sex child robots favored by pedophiles, okay? This article's out of the Fresno Bee. It's written by Tim Johnson, June 13, 2018, out of Washington. The U.S. House approved a ban Wednesday on the importation and trafficking of anatomically correct child sex dolls and robots that normalize sex between adults and minors. The proposal was approved in the House by a voice vote and now moves to the Senate. Is the Senate going to stop this? I want to see if the Senate stops this. Huh? I wonder if Charles kicked the American people in the balls. Schumer's going to be like, now this really stomps on the First Amendment. Give me a freaking break. These dolls can be programmed to simulate rape. The very thought makes me nauseous, a House Judiciary Committee member and Chairman Bob Goodlate said. He's a Virginia Republican. Child sex dolls are one niche of a robotic sex industry that has generated debate about the ethics of use of lifelike machines for sexual activity. It is a subject that turns from squeamish to outright fucking repulsive for many when it touches on child sex dolls and robots. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, but hey, why do you think the House is moving on this? Why do you think they're moving on this now? I'm telling you, this sick shit is an epidemic. And that's why I hate man-children who are over the age of 18 and still watch cartoons, and especially sexualized cartoons. This is a habitual thing that these sick man-children who watch cartoons do. They sexualize cartoons. And the only reason I can possibly think that these sick maniacs, these autists, these Aspies, these man-children, the only reason that they sexualize cartoons, let's be honest, folks, they're trying to groom children into actually doing these types of sexual activities in real life. This is obviously a grooming process to lure children into sick sexual activity. There is no other explanation for it, man. There is no other explanation for it, and that's why I hate each and every one of you stupid, sick, twisted faggots that are out here over the age of 18 and sexualizing cartoons. If you were in front of me and you showed me, like, hey, dude, look at this little sexualized cartoon. Did you see that? Oh, yeah, that's hot. I would break your fucking nose. I'd break your fucking nose. I'd beat your ass. I'd leave you in a puddle of your own blood and piss. Because I know that the only reason that you're sexualizing that cartoon is to groom children, you sick Woody Allen butt-loving pedophile. Sick bastards, man. Like I said, why do you think Congress had to do this? They know what's going on out here in autistic world. They know what's going on out here in man-child world. They're not stupid. Jesus Christ. Once again, Congress to ban child sex robots. Thank God. Thank God. Give me a freaking drink. Good God. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end the commentary on this particular subject matter. I do want to remind everybody that yours truly is on live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to be on this Baller Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And once again, folks, I want to reiterate what I talked about at the beginning of this broadcast. The reason that I'm taking this broadcast more serious and a more serious approach is because it's obvious that this shout-outs and these radio graffiti games, they are obviously luring the most sickest and demented and the most pathetically waste of human life possible to this broadcast. And I'm talking autists that, lure on children. I'm talking about people that are pedophiles and all this crap. I mean, how do you think that makes me feel, folks? I mean, how do you think that makes me feel? I'm sitting over here trying to provide millions of dollars of information in the financial hour and the straight political dope when it comes to the regular commentary in which I take part in on a consistent basis on this broadcast. And it's not the only reason that these people keep listening to me, and I've come to this conclusion, is because they like these ridiculous radio graffitis and shout-outs. And look, as you saw today, it's over. It's over and it's done. Okay? It's over and it's done. So all you autists and all you people that are out here that, I want radio graffiti and I want shout-outs. Get the hell out of my show! Get off of my show! No one wants you here, you waste of autistic life! Get out of my show! Get out of my show! You're not wanted here, alright? You're sick, you're demented, no one wants you here, you piece of crap! Give me my goddamn drink. And listen, if this hurts your little autistic feelings, if it's like, I can't believe Ghost, he's gonna end radio graffiti, he's gonna end shout-outs, and he's making fun of autists. Oh, he's gotta pay. Oh, Ghost, he's gotta pay. That's what he's gotta do. You know what? You autistic people ain't gonna do shit. How you like that? How do you like that, you autistic pieces of shit? You ain't gonna do shit. You're just going to sit back there and watch your stupid cartoons and play your fucking video games and wait for your stupid, dumb, idiot parents to continue to sustain your waste of fucking life. That's what you're going to do. So sit there and shut the fuck up. Just sit there and shut the fuck up. This is a serious show, baby. You understand? Serious show. No longer any of this entertainment for tard shit. And let me tell you, I gave you guys the last opportunity in the last broadcast, you tards. I gave you all the opportunity. If y'all wanted radio graffiti to continue, you all wanted all this garbage to continue, I told you what to do. I told you all what to do, but did y'all do it? Did y'all listen? Huh? Did y'all do it? No! So that just goes to show you that you goddamn morons that are out here, I want radio graffiti, I want this, you obviously didn't want it bad enough. Because then you would have put your money where your autistic mouth is. You would have pretended radio graffiti was fucking Szechuan sauce and would have done anything to keep it going. But you didn't. Now it's gone. Alright? Now it's gone, and it's gone forever, and there's nothing you can do about it, you tards. So with that being said, you all can go and piss off. All of you autists, Asperger children, you man children, you cartoon fetish idiots, I hope you all burn in hell. I hope you all get cancer of the cock. I hope that you all are put on a fucking list so I know how many of you sick maniacs are living within my vicinity. I wouldn't trust you fucking autist with my dog, you sick, twisted waste of human life. And this right here is my kiss-off goodbye to you assholes, all right? Here, take a whiff of the hair. Take a whiff of this. Take a whiff. Take a whiff of that shit, all right? Because that's all you autists are getting out of me, all right? So suck a fart out of my ass, because that's it. That's the only flavor you're getting. That's the only flavor you're getting of radio graffiti ever again. And it's all your stupid autistic fault. If you want somebody to blame on why radio graffiti's no longer around and why these freaking Twitter shoutouts, Gab shoutouts are no longer around, it's because of you stupid waste of life. It's because of you autistic tards. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it, you autistic waste of life. Always remember, you autists are a burden on your family. You're a burden to society. You're a burden to everybody you come in contact with. You're a waste of fucking life. Don't ever forget it. Put it in your autistic head. You're a waste of fucking life. Don't forget it. You're a waste of life. Now that I've gotten that all out of the way, once again, I want to say thank you all for listening to this broadcast, all right? Thank you all for listening to this broadcast. I will be back this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Power Friday! And I hope that you're here with me. And I hope, folks, now that this damn show is serious business, I hope that you suggest this show to many of you folks and many of your friends, your family, because no more retarded bullshit. No more of this goddamn autistic garbage. All right? No more. All right? And Satan, do you have anything to say by any chance, Satan?
Yes, I do. First and foremost, I want to tell each and every one of you autists that continue to be the dumb little sick, twisted bastards that you are, because you're doing my bidding. You're doing my bidding, you stupid autistic tards. So continue with your man-child ways. Continue to watch your goddamn cartoons. Continue to do the sadistic Woody Allen butt-loving pedophile shit that you do, because I am in control of your autistic souls. Your goddamn autistic souls belong to me. Continue to watch cartoons. Continue to sexualize cartoons. Continue to be Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles, because your worthless souls belong to me. You're doing my work, autist. You're doing my work. So continue. I command you. Satan commands you. Satan commands you. Satan commands you to continue.
All right. I guess Satan, he has his things to say. Anyway, folks, thank you all very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 579. This is June 12th, 2018. And I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you very much for tuning in with me. We're going to leave all the mental retardation and all the bullshit in the past. All the radio graffiti, all the autism, all the shadows. We're leaving all that in the past, and we're headed towards a more serious future. And I hope that you guys continue to listen. I hope that you guys continue to support the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I hope, and I sincerely hope, that each and every one of you understands that capitalism is the essence of freedom, and that yours truly, every time I conduct a broadcast, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for any kind of motive other than to create capitalists throughout the international community and to spread right-wing politics. I'm not joking, folks. I have no other modus operandi. I want capitalists, and I want to spread capitalism throughout the world. So once again, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for continuing to support. This show is going to continue to become more and more serious, because if we don't take politics serious, if we don't take capitalism serious, then the leftists are sure as hell are. The communists sure as hell are. The socialists sure as hell are. So wake the hell up, folks. It's a capitalist revolution right before your eyes. Look at Trump. Look at Trump. He's the manifestation of the capitalist revolution. And if you want to be a capitalist, well then, by God, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go out and become a capitalist. You take one step towards capitalism, capitalism will take 2 steps towards you. I promise you. Capitalism is the most liberating idea. It will give you freedom beyond what you even understand freedom is. Anyway, I'm going to get the hell out of here, folks. Once again, this was a decent Wednesday show, if I don't say so myself. I appreciate taking this serious approach, and we're going to continue to take this serious approach every goddamn broadcast. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for listening. Once again, death to feminism! Death to socialism! And death to communism! I'm out of here, and long live the capitalist army!